Should be good, my man.
Stand up, New York Giant fans. What's going on, Baddog? Good to see you, my man.
What is going on, buddy? It's been a while since our honeymoon there for 3 days. That was awesome. Let me mute this behind me here and turn this volume up so everybody can hear you. And do this. All right. Yeah, gotta work out the bugs, but yeah, man, I'm doing good. Hope all is well with you. I see you shaved. Your dad will be happy. I have not. He's not going to be happy.
Yeah. My dad said in my comments today, he said, make sure you tell Baddog to shave.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be happy with the way you look. But yeah, we spent 3 days together. I felt like a married couple.
Yes.
But I think we both liked what we got in the draft, and then we got the undrafted free agents. We haven't really talked together about that. We kind of recapped the draft, but we'll talk more in depth about that tonight.
Yes.
About the future for the New York Giants. We're waiting on the schedule. And what's going on, everybody? What's going on? John Letourneau, Ian in the house, the Formula Fitness in the house, the Hub in the house. Bradley, thank you for being here. And my man, Stephen Lilly with the $2 donation. He says, how you, Bernie and Ert and Bernie? Bert and Ernie. I just said Ert and Bernie. So Stephen Lilly. Stephen Lilly, thank you for this.
Ert and Bernie. I love it.
Ert and Bernie with the $2 donation. I appreciate that. What's going on, Christopher Tyler? Thank you for popping in the stream. What's going on, Brandon Harrison Jolly? So we're going to recap the draft. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk to you guys. Obviously, what the New York Giants focused on in this draft was the offensive line. And that was something that I was really happy about. They took 3 offensive linemen in the first 5 picks. Then they go out there with the undrafted free agents. We're all screaming about the wide receivers. They go out there, they bring in 4 wide receivers. Let's start there, then we'll recap with the draft. What did you think about some of the undrafted free agents that the New York Giants brought in?
I mean, it was hard to find one that I didn't like, especially the wide receiver core. I mean, to get Austin Mack and Victor Benjamin, or Benjamin Victor, boy, we're both kind of off sync here. I don't know what's going on. Benjamin Victor, I love those 2 guys, especially Austin Mack. I was very excited as well about Derek Dillon because of the speed asset that he brings. I always say, late in the draft, who cares about just bringing your fastest guys possible? And again, supposedly ran a 4.28 at his pro day. You don't get much faster than that. And then, of course, Rice and John, the intriguing, prospect out of Canada at 6'7". So I'm excited to see if any of these guys can make this team. I do think that the 2 Ohio State guys have the best chance. And also, Derek Dillon played behind Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson at LSU, so it's not like he got a lot of time. So you never really know. And again, that speed could be a kick return, or he could be there for just a quick slant. I mean, it's good to have that deep threat, that home run guy. So I love what we did as far as, that. And I love Javon Leake. I mean, I'm a big McFarland guy, but, I don't remember exactly who the guy was. Said, dude, check out his backfield mate, Javon Leake, average over 7 yards a carry. I love it. I love what they did. I swear to God, they killed the undrafted free agent market. They killed it.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on the wide receivers. I'll speak a little bit more about that in 1 second, man. Thank you so much, man, Mr. Lilly. $5 donation. He shaved, but his Harry Bullock said, as his razor don't go down. Lilly, I cannot wait till I get a haircut. I feel like I'm Tom Hanks in that movie. What's that movie where he's stranded on the island?
Castaway.
I feel like I'm from Castaway. I'm going to start talking to a volleyball. Jersey Joey with the $2 donation says, Red and Stimpy, enough said. What's up, fellas? Jersey Joey, man, thank you for the love. And we got time with the $5 donation. What's going on, my guys? Been waiting all week for this. Side note, Garrett better not come here and start his coach clap BS. Yeah, that's right, man. But thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody for being here. But getting back to the undrafted free agents, the wide receivers, they all bring a different skill set. That's one thing that I think is interesting. I'm with you. I like the Derek Dillon kid because I think he could contribute on special teams. Mm-hmm. Maybe he could be the kick returner. I think he has a really good shot to make the team. And as far as the Ohio State wide receivers go, I'm slightly leaning Victor because of the height. That's what I would prefer, but they could really go anyway. We're not going to know until training camp starts as to who they pick. I would guess two out of those 4 stand a good chance to make the roster.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously not all 4 are going to make, but yeah, Benjamin Victor at 6'4", he does need to gain a little weight. He's only 198 pounds, so I would like to see him get up to like 205. 210, somewhere in there. Ran a 4.640. So, I mean, not the fastest guy, but again, the height would certainly help. And again, the joke is, going forward that the Ohio State receivers wanted to play with Daniel Jones and not Dwayne Haskins, and that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, I like that. And Javon Leake was a really good find, but I saw your video. Leak averaged over 7 yards a carry. He's got some experience in the kick return game. I think he returned a kick for a touchdown.
Yep.
So maybe Judge is looking at that. A guy that could contribute in special teams as well. And who knows? He might have the opportunity to be the backup running back. It's not like Dion Lewis is a slam dunk or anybody else we have on this roster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I mean, a lot of people said Javon Leak looks a lot faster than that 4.6 that he posted. So, it's quick cuts as everything else. But, yeah, I mean, he looked really good on film. Like I said, I think the biggest difference between McFarland and Leak was just, McFarland runs a 4.4, Leak run a 4.6, but Leak's also bigger at 6 foot 215, where McFarland's 5'8", 203. So I love that. I love, like I said, I was excited about the undrafted free agents. I love them. I love what we did there.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job. And Kelly, man, thanks so much for letting me $5 donation. He says, "What's up, guys? Why are we the favorite for Clowney?"
Nah.
I don't think we're the favorite for Clowney, Kelly. There was an article that came out today, and I'm assuming Baddog probably, I didn't get a chance to watch this video. I'm assuming you probably, pointed towards that and talked about the odds. I think the Giants were 5-1. I think they were the fourth favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if I mentioned the odds. I just want to know if Giants fans would be interested in bringing him in here on a one-year deal. I certainly don't want him for more than that. I don't want to give him money. My problem with Clowney is this. I feel like, I mean, I don't know how many games they're going to win, right? But I feel like he could be a big-time pass rusher with an incentive-laden deal. If you're playing for a contract, you're going to play your ass off. If he gets his money, I mean, how motivated is he going to be? So I wouldn't want to give him 4 years. I just figure you bring a guy in here and because if he plays his ass off and he gets you 12, 13, 14 sacks, I think he can make the other players better. That was my biggest thing about bringing him in here for a year, was just to make the other pass rushers more effective. I think that was my point with that. But I would bring him in here for 1 year, no more.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're Clowney, I think you want to sign a one-year deal with the market due to go up if everything gets back to normal. That's the way he's looking at it. From what I've read, his asking price has gone down like $13 or $14 million a year. Mm-hmm. I'd be completely for that. I don't know where you're getting the money from. They'd have to move around cap and figure that out. But I'd be completely for bringing in Clowney on the right deal. I think that's the type of player that we're missing. And Pat with the $2.79 Canadian donation says, sack leader next year, X-Man, Fackrell, other. Yeah, I said that in my video today in my 55-man roster, Pat. I'm going with the X-Man. I'm going with Jimenez. But it's kind of hard to pick this year, Baddog, because it's kind of going to be sacked by, it's going to be a team type thing. You're not going to know who's going to get the sack. 1 week it might be the safety because they're going to be blitzing a lot. It might be the interior defensive lineman. I don't think you're going to have a guy with more than 7 or 8 sacks. I think they're going to spread it around the roster.
I think the same thing. I think you'll see a lot of blitzes from different packages. You'll see Peppers come on blitzes. You'll see McKinney come on blitzes. You might see slot corners come on blitzes. I want Lorenzo Carter to step up. I think Lorenzo Carter is a very talented guy. And, it's funny. He and Jimenez are kind of the same. It's like the rookie season, Lorenzo Carter, when he was on the field, it always seemed like he was involved in a play. He made something happen. And I figured he'd have a big second season. He didn't. And Jimenez was the same way. He got on the field there at the end of the year, and every time he was in the game, it seemed like he made a play. Like, give the guy more snaps. So I'm hoping both of those guys take a step up to go with Fackrell and Martinez, and all of a sudden our linebacking core becomes, a lot more formative. So I'm hoping that these guys step up. I think Patrick Graham and this coaching staff can definitely get the best out of these guys. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they have,
100%. And I'm with you. If I had to pick a guy, I'm going with the X-Men, but I think it's going to be spread out. And the hub with the $5 nation got my eye on Ben Victor for a while. By the way, if you guys have not gone over to the hub, please do so. He's got a great channel over there, great Giants fan. Been on the channel before, love his content. Love for him to make the team and like the way the D is being built. But if Clowney's asking for $13 million, what's good? Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, if we could get him for $13 million and the Giants are willing to pay him on a one-year deal, that's a steal in my opinion. I mean, I watch Clowney play. I'm not saying he's an elite player, but on a one-year commitment, you're paying him less than what you're paying Leonard Williams. I know the stats don't say he's a great player, but when I watch the guy play, he makes a difference, Baddog. And for that price, bring him in here. I'm all for it.
The one thing that he's really good at is run defense. I mean, he is an amazing run defender. So, like I said, you bring a guy in here that wants to play and improve a deal because he was asking $20 million. He's all the way down to $13 million. Wouldn't he rather play 1 year for $13 million, prove that he can stay healthy, prove that he can get 12, 13 sacks, and then go out there and get your 4-year, $80 million deal when the cap goes up? I mean, that's what you're doing, because if you settle now and you get 4 years, $52 million, you could cost yourself $30 million in the open market if you have a good year this year. So, right. I mean, if he feels that he can still play, I think it's best suited for a guy like that to play a 1-year deal. I mean, it worked with, even though nobody took Marcus Golden, it worked for us with the 1-year deal, which I'm surprised nobody picked him up. But a lot of times those 1-year deals do pan out for guys that want to have big seasons. And that's kind of what we did with Fackrell. We brought him in here for 1 year. So let's see.
And we're gonna get back to Marcus Golden because we got to talk about that as well. And we got time with the $2 donation. If you have to pick which Ohio State wide receiver makes the team, I'm going with Victor, but flip a coin. I would go with Victor because of the height.
Yeah, I'm with Chris. I think you flip a coin, but we do need the height here. So I do think the 6'4" Victor definitely has the edge over Mac. But I love them both. I think they're both great pickups. And like I said, I don't think you were going to get a receiver in the 6th or 7th round that's better than the guys that they got in the undrafted free agent market. So
that's why they did it. That's why they. And I'll tell you what. What do you think of that Coughlin kid? You think that guy can make a difference? The more I read about him, the more I like him.
Wasn't he second in the country in quarterback pressures or something? It was
second in the country.
Yeah. So I'm definitely. I mean, that's a huge steal late in the draft, and maybe he does. Maybe he breaks his team, and maybe he makes an impact. The Giants did such a good job late in this draft, even though they weren't players we were looking at or didn't know much about. Once you start researching, like, man, this kid's good. Man, this kid's good. Maybe Chris Williamson's the one guy I'm like, Yeah. But all these other guys have a lot of promise. And again, they're not all going to make the team, but I think that they did a really good job getting talent at the end of the draft. I mean, I think they did a really good job with their 6th and 7th round picks this year.
I'm completely with you, and I think the majority of them are going to make the team, especially with the expanded roster. Now you got 55 instead of 53. I think most of them will make the team, but a lot of them will be special teamers, for sure.
Yep.
Mr. Lilly with the $5 donation, he says, I was looking at the Browns, and their offense looks like Baddog's face. Scary.
Brilly, Lily.
Oh, Lily's a bull buster.
He is.
I'll tell you what, Lily, the Browns definitely got they on paper, the Browns are definitely a good football team this year if they could sort it all together. Maybe the defense is a bit of a question mark, but Baker Mayfield this year, I know you're a big Baker guy, they got no excuses this year.
No.
Baker Mayfield has to put up numbers this year.
Yeah, and I mean, they got Jedrick Wills, so they got the best right tackle in the draft, in my opinion. So, yeah, there's no excuse. That team put up or shut up this year for Cleveland, no doubt about it. Put up or shut up for Baker. I do think Baker will rebound, though. Baker's too talented to play the way he did last year. Sometimes you have a good rookie season, and guys like Baker, they get a big head, and then they got to be humbled. And he was humbled, and he admitted that he has to do better. So that's good for Baker Mayfield. I do think Cleveland rebounds this year. I do.
Yeah, they really bolster that offensive line. Danny with the $5 donation. Thoughts on the Eagles draft other than the Hurts pick? I thought it was solid. Giants had a good draft. Danny, if I'm being completely honest with you, outside of the Hurts pick, which was arguably the worst pick in the entire draft, in my opinion, they did have a good draft, especially on day 3. The Eagles may have had, I got to go back and look. I'm going to do a video on this. I'm going to recap the entire NFC East. But I remember doing the third day with you, Baddog, and we kept saying that's a good pick by the Eagles. That's a good pick by the Eagles. So they had a really good day 3. Little lackluster in the beginning rounds, but they kind of evened out in the later rounds of the draft.
Completely agree. I thought they reached for Reagor 21 just because he's fast, but they don't need a slot receiver. And I didn't think that was a great pick. If you're going slot, you go Justin Jefferson. He's just a much better receiver than Reagor is. Hurts, I don't care how Eagle fans try to defend that pick. Yeah. You can't. I watch Jalen Hurts every week. So I know what this guy can and can't do. He's not an NFL quarterback. If you watch him, he ran more than he passed. I swear to God, he couldn't throw the ball down the field very accurately, and he fumbled a lot. He's a very adequate, very good backup, and maybe someday he will be an adequate starter in the NFL, but you don't take that guy at 53. Then they took an undersized linebacker out of Colorado. I didn't like their first 2 days.
That was their 3rd round pick.
Right, but day 3, they killed it. They were awesome in day 3. So I think they rebounded a lot. I think they did a good job. They got Hightower. They got Kevon Wallace. I thought they did good. And they got Adrian Killens in the undrafted free agent market. So the Eagles, day 3 and undrafted free agents, they did a very good job. So I think that they did rebound. I think that this entire division had a pretty good draft.
Yeah, without me doing all my research off the top of my head, I think the Cowboys and Giants had great drafts. The Redskins had a very good one, and I'd say the Eagles had the 4th best draft. But like you said, I think the entire division drafted very well.
Yeah, I do too.
Crimson with the $5 donation says, "What do you think we should do with Nate Solder? Move him to right tackle, get rid of him." All right, Crimson, I'll answer that first, then I'll spin it over to Baddog. I think they're keeping him, Baddog. I think that you got a second-year quarterback. You don't have a lot of experience on that line. As much as we rag on Nate Solder because of what he gets paid, and he did not play well last year, he's still, in my opinion, at least an adequate tackle when he has his head on straight. The second half of his first year here, he was a very good tackle. The first half, he was bad. Last year, he had the thing with his kid. Everything was all screwed up. You had a rookie quarterback. We have to factor that in. Daniel Jones had something to do with the poor offensive line, learning a new offense, learning free read snaps, things like that. I think they're going to keep Solder. Whether or not they move him to the right side, I don't know yet. I would much rather see Andrew Thomas on the left side because I want to get going right away. I want to get Thomas and Hernandez acclimated with each other. If it was anybody else, if it was Wills, if it was worse, I say keep him on the right side, then you shift him over. But Andrew Thomas, is your bona fide left tackle for the next 10 years. Get him over there right away. Get him and Hernandez ready to go. That's what I want. I wouldn't be shocked if they keep Solder there and then they shift him over there the following year, Andrew Thomas. But I prefer Thomas on the left side from day one.
Yeah, I think that Nate Solder stays without a doubt. I don't think you could go with an incredibly young, where everybody's like third year or less for your offensive line. And yeah, Daniel Jones did have something to do with taking all those hits. He holds on to the ball too long. I mean, he's got to learn to get rid of that. He's got to learn to, sometimes the play's not there, just throw the damn ball away, throw it into the ground, like Eli used to do, or just get rid of it if the play's not there. Don't try to make every play a home run. They're not every play's meant to be a home run. I agree also. I would love to move Solder over to the right side, but Andrew Thomas on the left side, that is your left tackle for years to come. He did start at Georgia on the right side. He played very well over there, but don't move him over to the right in the NFL, then move him back over to the left the next year. Just start him at left tackle. Let him, learn over there. Like you said, get him acclimated with Will Hernandez. Let them build that chemistry. Solder on the right side would be fine. You put two veterans over there with Solder and Zeitler. I would much rather do it that way myself. So I agree with you. Or what else is new? But I agree with you on that for sure.
But if Solder doesn't work out, then if he's not playing well the first 4 or 5 weeks, that's what's great about this roster. For once, we have depth at that position.
Yes,
if he ain't working out, you bring in Cam Fleming. Cam Fleming's used to playing the right tackle. Put him in there. You bench Solder after 4 or 5 weeks. You give him his chance. But I do think he will start the season as one of the tackles.
Yeah, I do too.
Gordon Gecko, what's going on, my man? $5 donation says, what's up, Cannoli Crew? Great job, Cannoli Crew. Great job with the draft, fellas. What is the cap hit to cut Tate? Judge went with attitude and speed. Competition is a good thing. All right, the cap hit for Tate this year, I think, is 7.5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's
and he's getting paid 10, somewhere along that there. They're not cutting him this year. If they're going to cut him, it'll be the following year. It's still a $5 million hit next year. Good chance he's here for 2 more years. He definitely, in my opinion, will not see the 4th year of that contract. Judge went with attitude and speed. Yeah, a lot of his players, Baddog, he went for athletic. Like he said, he was going for players with upside, and that's what he did with a lot of these picks.
Yeah, well, another thing that you'll read all of these players have in common that he went with picks, intelligence. And that's something that these guys preach, again, because they said they want to teach these guys. You can't teach somebody really well that's not the brightest person. But if you look at all these guys, the strength of all these guys they drafted is intelligence. So, I just think that is also a big part of it. They want athleticism and they want intelligence. They want to coach these guys up. They believe that they can take an intelligent, talented kid, and even if he's raw, develop their skills and have them perform to their utmost, possibility. So I'm looking forward to what the coaching staff can do with these kids, for sure.
Yeah. No, you hit it on the head. I mean, that's what Joe Judge has been all about. He's been all about intelligence, whether it's the coaching staff, whether it's the players he drafted. You look at every one of these guys they drafted. They have, they have these great accolades in terms of academics. That the slot corner that we drafted is a chess master. You got a graduate at UCLA in 3 years. We were talking about the Carter Coughlin kid. He was all academic for 3 straight years at Minnesota. They're all very bright. They all want to learn. Love hearing that, and that was definitely a motto for the New York Giants. Yeah. J-Man, thank you so much, Philip, man. I really appreciate that $10 donation. Leak Coleman for kick returner spot. They will definitely be competing for that, for sure. Not both. Carter might be on the bubble, too. There are several guys that do not, that do what he does. Ross, Brown, Levine. I'm rooting for John. Thoughts on guys who are on the bubble? Okay, as far as Leak and Coleman, I completely agree with you. And don't even rule out Ballantyne, who had some experience doing the kick returns as well. But I would view Coleman and Leak as the favorites. And who even knows the 4.27 receiver, Derek Dillon?
Derek Dillon, yep.
He could be involved in that as
Definitely
well.
Could.
I would view Coleman right now as the favorite, but that could change come training camp. Yep. But he had success with us, great success 2 years ago, the second half of the season. So I view him as the favorite right now. You'd agree with that?
Yeah, he's got to be. Hopefully he can stay healthy because I've always liked Corey Coleman since his days at Baylor, and I just, I rooted for that kid, and I was happy that we got him. I wanted to draft him back in 2016, but that's been his problem. He started off really good in Cleveland his rookie season, and then he got hurt. He broke his hand, and he's never caught a break. The guys always seem to be injured. Something's hampering him. And last year he was having a nice training camp, but he tore his ACL before he even got started. So hopefully he bounces back. And I do think he's the favorite to return kicks, and somebody's got to take that job away from him.
Yeah, one thing this team has, and I'm going to get to the second part of that question. One thing this team has more so than last year's team, especially because of the injuries preseason, we've got a lot of speed. Yes, we've got a lot of speed all over this roster. So that is something that I expect Joe Judge to implement, especially with some of the guys he drafted.
Yep.
There are several guys that do what he – I'm sorry.
Carter. Yeah.
Carter. He's not talking about Lorenzo Carter. Is he talking about Lorenzo Carter? Carter might be on the bubble too. There are several guys that do what he does. Ross Brown and Levine. I don't think he's talking about – Levine Toyolo he's talking about there. I'm rooting for John. Thoughts on guys who are on the bubble? I mean, in my opinion, guys that are on the bubble. All right, Baddog, give me a couple of guys who I think a lot of people think are definitely going to make the team, who may not necessarily make the team, who might be on the bubble if they have a bad training camp, might not make the roster. Give me a couple of guys.
That are already there? Or are you talking about our draft picks?
Both. Either guys that were on last year's team, guys that were drafted.
I mean, I could see Ballantyne not making the team. Depending on what goes on there, I could definitely see him getting cut. I'm trying to think of the roster at this point because, I don't think they're going to cut Cam Fleming. I could definitely see Spencer Pulley getting cut at some point. If somebody, if Shane Lemieux ends up being good, I could see Spencer Pulley getting out of here. I don't think they're going to get rid of Lorenzo Carter. I can't see that happening.
No, maybe he meant Carter Coughlin. He might have meant Carter Coughlin. That's what he might mean. I just thought about that.
I can see Tomlinson getting, Eric Tomlinson. I can see him getting cut. I don't think we need to carry 16 tight ends. Troy Lolo was brought in here to block. Tomlinson, we got Kane Smith and Evan Ingram. Those will be your receiving tight ends. But I can see, those are the type of guys I can see getting cut.
Yeah, I think Tomlinson, there's a good chance will be cut, especially because Toyolo is very similar, and I think he has a stronger upside, and he's taller and can catch the football. But thanks for that, man. I really appreciate it. Jacob Kaiser with the $5 donation. If Evan Ingram has 800 yards and 6 or 7 touchdowns, by the way, Jacob, before I continue the super chat, I'm going to bet you this right now. I don't know about the touchdowns. If he plays all 16 games, he's going to have more than 800 yards. If Evan Ingram has 800 yards and 6 or 7 touchdowns, would you trade him or keep him if we have 7 to 8 wins competing for the division? Jacob, I keep him because you're still only paying him $6 million a year. If he could prove he stays healthy for the whole 16 games this year and you have a good season like you said, you win 8 games, he has 800 yards, 7 touchdowns, doesn't get hurt, I'd keep him for another year, and then I could trade him in season if I don't plan on keeping him the following year. Now, if he's not in the long-term plans like I've discussed several times, if the Giants start off 2-5, which we all hope they don't, and they're out of it at the trade deadline, he's got 500 yards in the first 7 games. He's killing it, and he can help a team, and you can get a second-round pick for him. Baddog, you jump on that if he's not in your long-term plans.
Absolutely. They picked up that 5th-year option on him, so obviously they're looking to keep him around. But again, if we're out of it and somebody offers a second-round pick, you have to jump at it. There's no doubt about that, especially if Caden Smith's playing well. But also, I don't know what the compensatory pick would be for him. I would imagine it would be a 3rd rounder. I'm not really sure how the compensatory picks work. So you would have to get something more than that. Assuming that I'm guessing he would be a back end of the 3rd round guy. I have no idea.
It depends what the contract is. It depends what he signs for.
Right. So I really still don't know how that works. But if if we're going to get a 3rd or a 4th round compensatory pick and somebody's only offering a 5th, then obviously you keep him around. But if he has a big season, they're definitely going to keep him here they're not going to trade him in the offseason. They'll obviously keep him here to see what happens. In his 5th year. So, and by 5th year, we better be winning 10, 11 games. By 2021, we're going to be in a damn playoffs. So,
I agree. I really, after this draft, by the way, you guys are incredible. Draft's been over for a week. We still got 400 people in here. Thank you to everybody that has shown up. Thank you guys for being the best supporters on YouTube. Yes. We're going to continue the show next week. We're going to be on Baddog's channel. If you haven't done so, please go into that description after the show. We don't want you leaving right now. And subscribe to Baddog Sports. Thank you to everybody for being here. And Michael Sachs with the $3 donation. What is good, my 2 favorite Giants YouTubers? Michael, man, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. Know you're a big Saints fan.
Yes.
Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Yep, Saints. And a lot of guys. Saints got all the players we wanted, Chris.
Yeah, they
did.
did.
Ruiz. They took Zach Bond.
They got Ruiz.
And Zach Bond. They got two guys that we were looking at getting.
Yeah, Saints had a good draft. Tom Ty with the $2 donation. Who has a faster 40-yard dash, Tana or Baddog? I'd go with Baddog. I think I would go with Baddog on that. What do you run on the 40, you think? What do you run?
Right now?
Yeah.
I bet you it's about 4.8. I can't run.
Oh, yeah, you'll beat me. I'm probably like a 5.1.
I bet you it's about 4.8. I mean, I run every day, too. So, I probably could still run a 4.8, I would imagine.
I know Baddog would beat me in the bench press. That I know for a fact. And Stephen Lilly with the $5 donation. He says, I don't understand why people so high on Dallas. Please tell me which more important. Dak performed in he can't throw under pressure and crumbles in big games. Well, I think the reason people are high on Dallas, Stephen Lilly, is I think a lot of people looked at Garrett as being the main culprit there, the main problem for that team. They went out, they replaced him with a coach who's won a Super Bowl before, even though I'm not his biggest fan. And if I'm being completely unbiased, Bad Dog, the Cowboys had a great draft.
They did. They had the best draft in this division, if you ask me.
Yeah. Now, they definitely lost a lot of pieces. Don't get it twisted. Travis Frederick, one of the most important players on that team, is gone. Byron Jones, one of the most important, gone. They lose, what's his name? They lost Robert Quinn.
They lost a lot on defense, and they didn't replace it on defense.
Yeah, Randall Cobb was a nice player for them as well last year. So I think he had 850 yards or so. So the Cowboys lost a lot of players, but they did a decent job filling those holes in free agency. They had a strong draft. We'll see how they play. I'm not a huge Dak guy, Bad Dog. I don't believe in him. But when you could support him with the cast that they can, and we'll have to see how they do with Frederick, because you remember 2 years ago when they didn't have Frederick, first 8 games of the year, they were not a very good offensive line at all. Then Colombo got in there, they got Cooper, and they started to stabilize. But we'll see. We'll see how they do. Frederick is a big piece that they're missing.
Yeah, they did get Biotish, so we'll see if he can stay healthy. I mean, they obviously jumped up in front of us to get him, but they lost out to McKinney. I mean, that's a big loss. I get them taking CeeDee Lamb. I understand why they did it, and that receiving core is going to be really dangerous. But McKinney was the guy for them to take there. I'm glad they didn't, because I can't wait
to get into McKinney, because he was one of my favorite players that we drafted.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get into him. Zion with the $10 donation. Great supporter of both of ours. He says, just got home, missed anything good. You guys are killing it with the videos. Info is fire. Having a good feeling about this year. I'm talking 8+ wins with hopes with the coaching staff. Giants for life. Zion, we're just talking Giants football, man. You didn't miss much, but just hanging out with you guys, talking about the draft, talking about the undrafted free agents. And you know what, Zion? I'm starting. Why not? Why not get a little optimism, Bad Dog? Right now, we got nothing much to look forward to. You know what? If we could become a ball control offense, a team that could wear you down on the offensive side of the football, I think we could surprise some teams. Why not? This defense, I think, could be better than people think.
Hey, I don't think that the teams in this division are that much better than we are as far as the roster goes. We just have to learn how to beat these damn teams. And like I said, if we go 4-2 in this division, we got a chance, because all these teams are playing a tough schedule. All these teams have the AFC North. All these teams have the NFC West. And, the Cowboys, the Eagles, they get the Packers, and they get the Niners. Those are not, the Packers and the Saints, because they get the first place schedule. So they got 2 really tough games. And Dallas ends up with who? Atlanta and who finished?
That's not that tough.
Well, no, I guess it's not.
Dallas finished second in the division.
Who finished second in the NFC North? The Bears?
Was it the Bears? You had the Packers.
The Vikings are last. Oh, the Vikings. So they get the Vikings. So they have tougher schedules than we do.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out, man. We need to win our division games. That's what it comes down to.
We do.
Gordon with the $5 donation says, you guys think the Belichick model of not paying for DNs but paying for cornerbacks in today's NFL is the smarter move? I love you love the slot corner. Listen, man, at the end of the day, Gordon, every team is built differently, and there's different ways of being successful. There are teams that pay a premium for an edge rusher. The Giants did that back in the day. They spent the majority of their early draft picks on the edge rusher, and it worked. And Belichick's found his method. The thing with Belichick, I just think he finds value no matter what the position is. Obviously, he spent a lot of money in the secondary, but a lot of people, analytics people especially, will point to that the secondary is actually more important than the pass rush. I think there's an argument for both sides. At the end of the day, Bando, you got to create pressure somehow, some way, whether it's the edge rusher, whether it's, shooting blitzes with the safeties, the cornerbacks, and the interior defensive line. There's no magic formula. There's different ways of going about it.
Yeah, and that's what we got to do. We got to implement a bunch of different defenses, a bunch of different ways to get pressure on the quarterback, because we don't have a per se an edge rusher, like an elite edge rusher. So we're gonna have to find different ways to get pressure on the quarterback. If that is bringing McKinney in the A gap, or if that is bringing Blake Martinez on a blitz, or Jabril Peppers lining him up in the box and bringing him in, or bringing Julian Love from the slot corner position, whatever it is, they'll find a way. But because we don't have that dominant edge rusher like Yannick or your Clown, you don't have that particular guy. Your J.J. Watt, your Bosa brothers. We don't have those guys. So we have to implement different defenses and different schemes in order to put pressure on the quarterback, try to get them where they're not looking and surprise them, with the pass rush. I think that's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key to that is getting them in predictable situations so then you can start to do that. Nick the Wick with the $2 donation. He says, "What's up, my guys? X-Man, my sleeper for next year." I don't know which X-Man you're talking about, but I like both of them. Nick the Wick. I like the rookie, and I also like the guy we drafted last year. So I'm with you, Nick the Wick. I think both of them could be really good players for the New York Giants next year.
Yep.
And we got time with the $5 donation. Every time you guys are together, I grab me a 12-pack. I got Skip and Shannon this morning, and y'all tonight. Today was a good day. Well, and we got time, man. We really appreciate the compliment. And if you guys haven't done so, going over to him. I mean, who's he going to interview next? He's probably going to have Xavier McKinney on his channel before we know it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I can't wait. I can't wait for that though. That's what I got to be getting there. The Color Rush McKinney jersey. We got to go with that one.
I think I'm gonna have to get a McKinney jersey myself. I'm a big fan of his. Zion with the $2 donation. NFC East is going to be lit this year. I'm with you. I don't think there's any pushovers in this division. I think they're all it's competitively balanced, like you were kind of alluding to earlier. I think on any given Sunday, I think if the Giants could control the clock with that stronger offensive line and Saquon Barkley, they stand a chance in any one of these games.
Yep, I agree. Nick DeWitt said he was talking about O'Shane Ximines. That's what we were saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm a huge fan of O'Shane Ximines. I mean, I got him going. I got him leading the team in sacks. I like him a lot. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But a sleeper for that is Fackrell, though. I think Fackrell could lead the team in sacks. They brought him over for the schematic fit.
Kind of like what Golden did last year. It's the same type of thing.
Yeah, so we'll see. Jacob with the $5 donation. Would McKinney be used like Simmons as a linebacker/safety or like Fitzpatrick as a cornerback? Jacob, I think it's more of a cornerback/safety because he's only 200 pounds, Baddog.
Yeah.
I don't really see him playing a lot of linebacker.
No, probably not.
Yeah. I think the way I would expect him to be implemented is kind of like Troy Polamalu. You remember Troy Polamalu? They used to rush him off the edge all the time when he was with the Steelers. I think he'll be used like that. I don't really see him being used as a middle linebacker where Simmons could be, being that he's, 235, 240, whatever.
Right. They could also use Peppers like that. Peppers is a bigger guy. So if they were going to use one of their safeties as kind of like the money backer, it would be Julius Peppers. Or I do that all the time, Jabril Peppers. I always say Julius Peppers. It's always the first thing that pops in my mind. Jabril Peppers.
Just say Peppers. Just say
Peppers. Yeah.
But thank you to everybody for being here. We appreciate it. Ian with the $2 donation. Should we pick up Taco Charlton? I did a video on that. I saw Bad Dog's not a fan. Bad Dog's not a fan.
Guy sucks. Like I said, his he's not worth the paper his contract's printed on. That guy is terrible.
He's not a very good football player.
He stinks.
The only thing that would pique my interest is because he's affordable. You get him for $1 million, $2 million. That's what he went for last year. Patrick Graham has shown that he likes him in the past, but now there's reports coming out that said that maybe him and Graham, I don't know, he was benched the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. Who knows the reasoning behind it? I wouldn't be opposed to it for $1 million or $2 million as a depth player, but I'm not paying him anything more than that, and I don't think you would have to. I'm not against it for $1 million or $2 million. That's my thoughts on it. But is he going to be a big impact player? No, he's going to be a rotational player.
Right, and that's what I say. You're just taking a spot away. Like I had a lot of guys. It was funny the Clowney video I did today. You had a lot of guys that said yes, I would definitely bring him in here, but you had a lot of guys that said no because he's taking up a roster spot. Listen, if you're not going to bring in Jadeveon Clowney in here to be an edge rusher, what are you going to bring Taco Charlton in here for? That guy is just taking up space at that point because he's not going to bring any kind of impact to this team. So that's why I was like, no, I don't want Taco Charlton at all.
If you bring in Charlton, you're probably cutting McIntosh from the roster. He probably loses a roster spot if you bring in Charlton.
Yeah, I'd rather just keep R.J. McIntosh. And hopefully he stays healthy and see what he can do. Because, I think that McIntosh would be better than Taco Charlton anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'll tell you what, when McIntosh has gotten an opportunity, he hasn't looked that bad.
No,
he just really hasn't gotten much of an opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael with the $2 donation. Will Barkley go 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving? I'm going to say no, but I do think he's going to have a mega year. But one thing and maybe it'll change this year, but one thing I'll say, Bad Dog, last year that really stood out, and we used to talk about it every week, Barkley didn't kill it. Him and Jones didn't really have that good of a chemistry in the passing game, and that's something maybe they'll work on this year. Maybe they'll implement that more into the offense. I think Barkley will get his yards in the air, but I don't think he'll be 1,000.
No, I think you'll see it's going to be a different type of offense, but also you got to remember Daniel Jones' first game, Barkley went out with a high ankle sprain, missed 4 games, so he never got the chance to really work with Barkley, and then when Barkley came back, he really wasn't completely healthy, but he saw that Washington game when we were able to move Barkley and he was able to run. You saw how good Daniel Jones played. That's what it's going to be. You get Saquon Barkley running for 100, 150 yards where defenses have to worry about him. That's going to help Daniel Jones. It alleviates the pass rush. It helps in the play-action pass. I say it all the time. Everything on offense is predicated off the run. If you can't run the ball, you're done. Because defenses have no reason to play you honest. They're just going to keep, they're going to keep bringing the pressure on the quarterback, especially when you know they can't block them, because they got no reason to run. They have no reason to worry about you running the ball. So they're just going to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
And with a team like this, even though I think the defense might be being slept on a bit, after this draft, I'm looking at the defense. I'm like, our secondary ain't that bad. Our defensive line ain't that bad. So we'll see how they do. But I think with the Giants, their strength right now is obviously Saquon Barkley. If this offensive line could play up to snuff, and that's the other reason to try to run the ball as much as possible, because you could hide that defense. You could keep them fresh, keep them off the field. They were on the field for 32 minutes a game last year as opposed to 28 for the offense. If you could flip that, you're winning a lot more games than you're losing. So that's why you have to run the ball as well. You got to keep that defense off the field, which right now is probably their weakness.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, obviously, if you have the ball in offense, the other offense can't score. Yeah. So sometimes the best defense is a good offense. And, hopefully we can convert more third downs. Hopefully, instead of being third and long because we can't run the ball and Barkley's getting knocked back into the, the center's getting pushed back into Saquon Barkley's losing 3 yards. You get your 3rd and 3s, your 3rd and 2s, your 3rd and 4s. Then you get the whole playbook's open. So there's a lot more you can do with that. So, if we can run the ball instead of being in 3rd and 11 or in 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 3s, you're going to see the offense be a lot more effective because Daniel Jones can also use his legs at that point. So it just brings so many more options.
It opens up the whole playbook.
It does.
It makes you a completely different offense.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much, man. It's Super Dad TV. Great subscriber of mine. Always see you comment on my videos. What's up, gentlemen? With Clowney still being a free agent and with all the defensive talent that was taken, is Clowney's price to where the Giants could make a move? Yeah, we were talking about that, Super Dad, about 10, 15 minutes ago. It's getting to that point. The question is, how do you free up cap space? But if the Giants really wanted this guy, you could move things around to bring him in here for $13 million. It's to that point where you could backload what's his name? Zeitler. Zeitler only got a $2 million dead cap hit next year. You could do that. You could rescind the tag on Williams, which I don't think they're going to do, but maybe you could work out a long-term extension with him. You could make it work. If they really wanted Clowney, they could get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think they have enough to sign him anyway, $13 million. What do you have, $17 million left? So I do think that they could bring him in here. But Gettleman has said he wants to keep $20 million for in-season moves. I don't know if this will count as an in-season move. The draft is over now.
Does that count for the? I don't know. Does that count for the draft? That $17 million is after draft expenses.
I thought it was, but
I haven't looked into it recently. That's why I'm asking.
Not positive. I thought the $17 million did include like the draft picks, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I mean, if you really want the guy, you definitely can move somebody around, move money around. I mean, we all know that the Eagles are the best at it, right? I have to call Howie and ask him how to do it.
Blue Jackets with the $5 donation. Great subscriber of both of ours. Baddog, I started using the workout plan you said the other night in the stream at my home gym. Very difficult, but I definitely like the plan. So there you go.
Hey, it's not supposed to be easy, buddy. It's hard, man. If it was easy, everybody would be in great shape. It's not easy. You're
going to have to tell me this workout plan after the stream. You're going to have to tell me this workout plan after the stream.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Malik with the $2 donation. He says, young, hungry, and we gonna be physical. Can't wait. Listen, I've been preaching this the whole offseason, Bad Dog. I want to get back to that 2008 New York Giants team. That we say it all the time. You know what's coming and you can't stop it anyway. That's what I want to get back to. That's what we started getting back to this year for the first time in forever. The New York Giants really heavily focused on the offensive line in the draft. And Bad Dog was a Simmons guy. He's smile ear to ear. Because you know what wins football games.
Oh, God. I was so happy with Andrew Thomas. I didn't think we were getting him. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I really don't want Wirfs. I'm like, we get Wirfs, my reaction is going to be, I don't care. And Thomas was a surprise. So I was genuinely happy, and I mentioned this a number of times too. Listen, man, in November I did a video on do you want Andrew Thomas or Chase Young. That's how high I was on Andrew Thomas. I loved Andrew Thomas at Georgia. I loved the guy. So that was really the tackle. I mean, out of everybody, this was the tackle I wanted initially. I'm so happy we got him because I think Wills and Thomas are 1 and 1A, and I was thrilled to get Andrew Thomas. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what wins football games. You have to run the ball and stop the run. That's who you are. Our defensive line is set up to stop the run. Our offensive line is now set up to run the ball. Let's see if we can get it done.
I'm looking forward to it. Raymondo, what's going on, man? $2 donation. Our whole roster is looking different. You're damn right it is. We got speed. We got strength up the middle. We're young. We're inexperienced. We got a young coaching staff. Let's be patient.
Yep.
But the future's looking very bright, Raymondo. I love what I'm seeing right now with the New York Giants. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Malik with the $5 donation. Hey, what's up? Sorry, you never have to apologize, Malik. Are you kidding me? I missed your guys' live stream yesterday and the day before. I was not. Oh, Baddog, I think, was live a couple days ago. So
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday, yeah. So what's up? I've been chilling and also working out sometimes. Well, Malik, man, I appreciate you for popping into the stream. You're a great supporter of both of our channels. And thank you for everything you do for both of us. And thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Malik's the man. Well, sorry, go ahead, man.
Well, I said Malik's the man.
Malik's the friggin' man. Yvonne with the $5 donation. He says, how are my two favorite YouTubers doing tonight? Who is your sleeper pick to have a breakout year, new or current, on the New York Giants roster in 2020? Yvonne, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the love. Okay, sleeper guy that was on the roster already, or okay, let's say here, a sleeper. So a sleeper's a guy that not a lot of people think is gonna have a good year, I suppose. I mean, I always say Deandre Baker to that, but that seems to be the popular consensus pick. So I'm gonna try to pick somebody different for you, Yvonne. I'm gonna go Fackrell on the defense. I think Fackrell, because I always say X-Man, but again, that's another very popular name. I'll go Fackrell on the defense. I think he could have a 9-10 sack season. I think it's very possible. I think he fits the defense well. I think he could be used well in coverage as well. I'll go Fackrell. Go ahead, Baddog.
I'm going to go Sterling Shepard. I think Sterling Shepard finally rebounds from these concussions. I think Sterling Shepard is going to get all the coaching that he needs from Jason Garrett and from Joe Judge and everybody else. And I think you're going to see the kid that I saw at Oklahoma that I was absolutely in love with the way he ran his routes, his hands, everything. I think it all comes together for Sterling Shepard this year. I think Sterling Shepard goes over 1,000 yards and has 8 touchdowns. I think he's your sleeper on offense.
You think he's the leading receiver over Darius Slayton?
I do. I think Sterling Shepard will lead this team in yards. If he stays healthy. I mean, it's a big if. But I'm expecting Sterling Shepard to he's too good to play the way he has. He's too damn good, too talented. I think you're going to see this kid play hard. I think that you're going to see him come out of this and have a big year. I really do.
I'm looking forward to it because if we get that out of him, we might be having a special year. Michael Sachs with the $2 donation. Say that because the Pats like to throw to the running back. I don't know what he's referring to there, but the Pats definitely do like to throw to the running back, and yes, I expect that the Giants will be throwing a lot to Saquon Barkley if that's what you're talking about. And I don't know what he's referring to. Do you know what he's referring to there?
I'm guessing it's just that they throw to the running backs a lot out of the backfield. You know, your Sony Michel's and your Deion Lewis when he was there and everything else. So, yeah, I mean, if that's what they're bringing in the Patriots offense, maybe that's why they didn't go with a number one wide receiver in this draft. They just figured they're going to use the running backs as weapons. And, I think you could see some 2 tight end sets with Caden Smith and Evan Ingram. I would like the Giants to get back to that offset I formation with Elijah Penny in there. I don't know why the hell we don't line up in the I formation. You and I scream about that all the time.
Every week.
Hey, I formation. I mean, come on,
But this year, you bring Toyolo also. That guy could block. He might be a big part of that run game as well in the 2 tight end set. I think they're going to implement him too, as well as on the goal line and maybe as a receiver near the end zone. I thought he's a slept on. Maybe that's a sleeper pick for me. Yeah. You won't see it in the stat department. Cruz on with a $5 donation. He says, I believe the lack of the pass rush will put a lot of pressure on this talented secondary. No secondary can cover for 7 seconds plus. No, Cruz on, you're absolutely right. No secondary can cover for 7 seconds plus. And last year we had to hear Janoris Jenkins say that you couldn't do it for 10 seconds plus. But I think you're going to see a lot of times though, Baddog, where there's 6 DBs on the field at the same time, and they're going to use some of them as blitzers for speed purposes. They're gonna try to come up with creative ways to get after the quarterback.
I agree. Yeah. I think you're McKinney. McKinney's a smaller version of Isaiah Simmons. Doesn't run a 4.39, but that's really what he is. I mean, he's lined up over 400 snaps in 3 or 4 different positions. on the field, and he graded higher than Simmons at almost every one of those positions. Absolute steal, Xavier McKinney.
Yeah. Oh, I could talk for days about McKinney. My man, Rudy T. What's going on, Rudy? One of our best. $2 donations. Considering our schedule, which teams will we beat? All right, I'm not looking at the schedule right now, Rudy, but I think the teams, if we want any shot at the playoffs, we're not even going to talk. You got to beat the Redskins twice. If we want to make the playoffs, got to sweep the Redskins.
We will. We always do.
You got to beat the Bengals. You got to find a way. I'm trying to think. We're playing the West. You got to split in that division. You got to find a way to split in the West.
Yeah,
I know that's not going to be easy, but you're going to have to beat the Cardinals. When you're at home, you got to beat the Cardinals.
Got to beat the Bears. They're no good. We got to be able to beat the Bears. And we got to beat the Eagles and Cowboys once. Yeah,
you got to split with the Eagles and the Cowboys. But, I mean, Rudy, the obvious games that they absolutely should win are the Bengals, the 2 Redskins games. And then after that, I mean, there's no gimmies. I'll say that. But the Giants are going to have to go out there and earn every win that they get.
I don't even think the Redskins are a gimme. But we just do well against them. So we got a brutal schedule this year, guys. Brutal.
But the good news is that every team in our division does, too, like you said.
Yeah, that's why we just got to win the division games. You got a chance. That NFC West is stacked. And I think the Cardinals had such an amazing draft. To get Josh Jones, they didn't have a second-round pick. To get Josh Jones in the 3rd round, that was amazing. So, they didn't get Wills. They went Simmons in the 1st round. They ended up getting the right tackle in the 3rd round. Thought they did.
They got a steal. They
got DeAndre Hopkins. So I thought they had a really good draft. They did good. They got better.
Oh, yeah, they did. Stephen Lilly with the $5 donation says, big difference this year is our coaching staff. What is it? Shuttard and Fat Butt Butcher couldn't coach their way out of a baby. Stephen Lilly, you're not going to hear us disagree with that, especially Baddog. I was at the Giants game with Baddog. I legitimately, guys, I had to hold him back. I felt like he was going to jump over the barrier onto the field and strangle Pat Shurmur. So
I can't stand him. At the end of the day, I just remember walking out with 50 seconds ago or whatever it was, and just standing on the stairs, just reaming him a new one. Great job, coach. We're 2-8. You're doing a great job. You're awesome. You're the man. You suck. And then my brother-in-law was like, F you. And then the security guy, all right, fellas, now you got to move it along. With a big smile on his face because he knew. God, I hate Pat Shurmur.
Adam with the $5 that says, call me spoiled, but I was hoping to see flashes of LT when I first heard about Simmons. Didn't see it. Andrew Thomas stood out on tape. Good pick. Oh, Adam, we laughed at, and Baddog was a Simmons guy. We laughed. Anybody that compared him to LT, that was ridiculous. Now, that's just natural for Giants fans because that's their guy. That's our best player ever. When they're talking about a guy who they feel is a great defensive prospect, I guess that's just natural for his name to come up.
No,
but they're not even in the same ballpark.
No, it's not. I said anybody that said that could even put them in the same sentence, never watched Lawrence Taylor play. Simmons is not. He's not going to get you 15 to 20 sacks a year. I mean, LT had a bunch of years where he had not a bunch of years, but he had 12 sacks, 15 sacks, 20 sacks one year, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 86 MVP, Rookie of the Year. You're not finding that guy. He completely changed the way offenses had to block your edge rusher. He was ridiculous. That guy was a one-man wreck. You'll never see a guy like Lawrence Taylor again. You just won't. That guy was otherworldly, way ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah, but the craziest thing about his stats, look at the era he played in. Back then, you had teams running the ball 50 times a game. Yeah. Now you got teams passing the ball 50 times a game. Could you imagine the numbers he would have put up back then if quarterbacks were throwing it the way they do now?
God, he
would have 35 sacks a year.
He was insane. LT was insane, man. I always say this, and I don't know. I have that video on my homepage, and I don't know if that's for returning subscribers or new subscribers. I don't even know where it shows up. I see it when I go to my homepage. But that Lawrence Taylor highlight package, that is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that's all you got to look at. It's like a 4-minute video, 5-minute video, whatever it is. And Stranglehold is the song, and I'm like, that's just a perfect song. But you just watch what he did. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna have to watch that before I go to bed tonight.
Amazing.
Jesse Rivera with the $2 donation says, which undrafted free agent you guys think might be a steal? I mean, I think it's one of the wide receivers are the guys we're most excited about. I'll tell you what, though, I do like the running back Leak out of Maryland. I do think he could have some kind of impact with this team. I think he should have been drafted when I did my research on him.
Yeah, like I said, I was a big McFarland guy, and I had a couple guys say, check out Javon Leake. He might actually be better than
Yeah.
Anthony McFarland. And McFarland went in the 4th round to the Steelers. So I loved the Javon Leake signing. Like I said, I'm very excited about what they did in the undrafted free agent market. I love those 4 receivers, and I love Javon Leake. So obviously, they're not all going to make the team, but you may have a diamond in the rough there. I mean, Mark Bradshaw was
Victor
a late
Cruz.
second, right? Victor Cruz. You never know. You never know
Yeah.
what you got. It's all about route tree in the NFL. I don't care that these guys run 4.6s. I don't care about that. If you have a good route tree, you're gonna catch passes. It's all about running routes. Derek Dillon is explosively fast, but if he can't run routes, no matter how fast you are. Maybe,
Right.
like I said, maybe he's a kick return guy. Maybe he's running there for special packages. Maybe they use Derek Dillon the way teams use Tavon Austin. On end arounds or little quick slant passes or whatever. They do certain things to get the ball in his hands if he's not really a polished wide receiver. So that's something else you could do. You got a lot of options with a guy that runs a 4.28 40.
Yeah, you can't teach speed. And Sean with a $2 donation says, you guys are getting tipped like a hot bartender. Well, I'm not a bartender. Maybe some people think I'm hot. Hopefully not you, Sean. But thank you so much, Philip, man. I really appreciate that. Scotty, 2 times with the $2 donation. How far away is the O-line from being elite? How far is well, we're not there yet. The offensive line is not about individuals. We talk about that all the time. It's a unit. Even if you were to bring in the 3 best offensive linemen from this year's class, say you got the best center, the best tackle, and the best guard, they're not going to be a great unit right away. They're going to have to play together. They're going to have to learn how to play with one another. So don't expect this to be a finished product this year. I think the following year, which is when we think we're going to really be ready to compete, is when you're going to see this offensive line really take a big step forward. Now, I think they'll be improved. Mm-hmm. Probably around the halfway point this year. That's when you're going to really hopefully see them start to hit their stride. But I think we're going to have to give them a little time, especially with the shortened offseason.
Right.
But I think by 2021, you're going to really see a really good unit, Baddog.
And also new coaching staff. So they got to get acclimated to the playbook. They got to get acclimated to blocking schemes. They got to get acclimated to Colombo. It's all new. So these guys have got to learn, and they got to gel. It does take time to build chemistry on the O-line. And I saw John Talento say, Baddog, snap your fingers and make it 200 likes. We got almost 500 people in here. We got 169 likes. You guys got to smash that thumbs up button. 200 likes. Let's go. We got 169. Bang! Where's Hakeem J? See if I can make it happen. 200 likes.
And go into the description when you get a chance. And please subscribe to Baddog Sports. Malik with the $5 donation. Oh, yeah, Baddog. Me and Chris said that who would win in a fight, Pat Shurmur or Baddog? Chris is like, Baddog would destroy Pat Shurmur. Yeah, you would absolutely obliterate Pat Shurmur.
Annihilate Pat Shurmur. Annihilate him. Throw me in the octagon with Pat Shurmur. Let's see what happens. I want to tell you, Chris, there was a bunch of games I wanted to get in the octagon with him because, he's a whole... I don't even have high blood pressure, which is unbelievable, how low my blood pressure is. You'd think a guy like me, with how amped up I am, my blood pressure's through the roof. It is it's very low, which I don't understand. My wife don't get it either. She's like, how is your blood pressure 100/54? It doesn't make sense. I'm so high-strung. I said, what's my diet? I don't know. I've always had low blood pressure. It's strange.
He's a passionate guy, guys. Zion with the $2 donation says, I feel you, Baddog. He was a beast at Oklahoma.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard.
Oh, Sterling Shepard. Yeah, he was. Oh, wow, I'm not far behind. Yeah.
Just to go back there, Chris, passionate, I guess that's one word for it.
And we got time with the $5 donation. Hey, Entertainer, can I get a stand up and a Baddog next stream? I'm on Let's Knock Down a Six-Pack.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We're always down for knocking out a 6-pack. It's Super Dad with the $2 donation. O.J. Howard or Evan Ingram, who fits better with us? I mean, I think O.J. Howard's the better player. The guy's a better blocker than Ingram, right?
Yes.
So
who isn't?
Yeah. Who isn't? I would go Howard. Ingram's too injury prone as well. He's got to stay in the field. But in terms of being a mismatch, there's few tight ends that are better at creating a mismatch with a linebacker or a slot corner than Evan Ingram.
Yeah, speed is. I mean, we've seen when Evan Ingram's healthy. He's effective. He had a good rookie season. He started off, the first 2 games he did really well, and then he got hurt again. So he's just got to stay on the field. Ingram's got a ton of talent. There was a bad pick. We should have never taken him. We did not need that guy at 22 in 2017. Did not need a tight end, but we have him. And he does run a 4.42 40, and we do see that he can be very effective in the passing game when he's healthy. So he's got to stay on the field. That's been his biggest problem. He's effective. He can contribute. He's got to stay on the field. He's got to stop getting injured. I know that's easier said than done. Some guys just have it like that where they're constantly injured. But if he can give us 16 games, he can have a big year, no doubt.
Yeah, he was a luxury pick, though. I completely agree there. Michael with the $2 donation was talking about Barkley 1,000 receiving yards. Oh, you're talking about, okay, you didn't have to donate. That's what you were talking about when he asked about the 1,000. That's a good point you bring up. It is obviously not the same offensive coordinator, but yeah, they might be throwing a lot to the running backs. That's a good point that you bring up about the 1,000. Cy Hernandez with the $2 donation. On New York Giants' first game, eat some cannolis on the strip. We're in. That'll make everybody. Yeah, we'll eat some cannolis this year, week 1, when we stream the game.
Yeah, I'll put it down as a cheat day. I'll get some cannolis. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll cannoli it up. I'll pizza it up. Whatever.
But you know what's gonna happen, Baddog? I know, and I'm trying to lose weight too. I've been cheating the last week or so. But you're a very superstitious guy. If the Giants win that week, we're gonna have to eat cannolis the following week.
I might have to. I might have to eat a cannoli. Yeah.
But thanks for the love. And Malik with the $5 donation. Chris, if we can have a really great pass rusher, oh my God, the Giants are like geniuses because they literally got cheap players and rookies and dominate sacks. Yeah, I mean, that right now, that's the missing ingredient from this defense right now. I think the secondary, well, it's young. They may need more time to, grow and everything else, but they definitely have the makings of a very good secondary in the future. The defensive line has to be above average with some of the players we got, in my opinion. What we're missing is that elite edge rusher, like we talked about.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the defensive line's good enough. And again, none of us like the Leonard Williams trade, not because we don't like Leonard Williams, but because we feel we didn't need to trade for him. We're paying him $17 million. You got to look at it as he's our number 68 pick this year. We got Leonard Williams. But there's no doubt he improved this defense when he was here. No, he didn't get a sack. But if you watched the way they played against the run and you started to see a little bit more pressure, that's because Leonard Williams took up a lot of attention. And that's why I expect Dexter Lawrence to take a step up. Now, Dexter Lawrence had a very nice rookie season, but I expect Dexter Lawrence to be even better this year because of guys like Leonard Williams and Dalvin Tomlinson. I expect him to be better. Again, they're not elite pass rusher. We do need that elite edge. That's something we can address next year. And Ngakoue's a free agent. I mean, Bosa's going to get hit with the tag. There's no doubt about that. But you go out there, maybe you draft, maybe you draft your defensive end there, or your edge rusher. We'll have to take a look at it. But that's one thing. I mean, I was a Simmons guy. No doubt about it, because I like the way he covered the middle of the field. But make no mistake about it, Simmons is not a pass rusher. Simmons was not going to fix the pass rushing problem either. He can blitz, and he can cover the tight ends, and he can play a little safety. He's not an edge rusher.
That was what was so great about our other picks. The thing that you and I, if we were going to take Simmons, what I was attracted to most was his ability to cover the middle of the field. We got 2 guys in rounds 2 and 4 that can do that.
Yes,
so that was the biggest weakness, in my opinion, of the reason to bring in Simmons for. And I think we got 2 guys that could definitely help us in that aspect. So I think they did a good job with that. Gordon with the $5 donation. He says, Cannoli Crew, just for fun. Can you give me your bold predictions for this season? 1 for offense, 1 for defense. And the original X-Man is Xavier McDaniels. Oh God, we're going to the Knicks there.
Should never let him go.
Yeah,
I've been watching the '92 Knicks too. I've been watching that Pistons series and that bullshit. Should never, ever let X-Man walk.
Charles Smith.
He kicked Pippen's ass, and then we get soft ass Charles Smith. Yeah, I don't even want to get into it. I'm loving the '92 Knicks. Like, I'm watching that. They scrap and they claw and they just beat the hell out of you physically, and they were just tough. And then we get Marshmallow Smith in the eye. God, that makes me mad. Still.
Right, bold predictions for the offense and defense. All right, here's my bold prediction. Bold means there's a good chance it's not going to happen. So don't kill me, guys, in the comments. My bold prediction for the offense. I'm going to say Daniel Jones has an incredibly efficient year due to the improved offensive line and Saquon Barkley staying healthy. I'm going to say Daniel Jones finishes in the top 8 to 10 in quarterback rating in the NFL this year. I think he has a very efficient year because they lean heavily on the run game, and I think Daniel Jones has a very efficient year because of it. In terms of the defense, I mean, I said Fackrell before. I am going to say as a team, I'm not going to put an individual here, as a team, as a unit, the New York Giants finish in the top half of the NFL in sacks. So there you go.
All right, bold prediction. Andrew Thomas makes the Pro Bowl as a rookie because he's so great on the left side of that line, allowing Daniel Jones to have a big season. And on defense, Deandre Baker leads our team in interceptions. I think Deandre Baker, and I'll even give you a number. He's going to have 6 interceptions this year. Lead the team. So that's my bold prediction.
There you go. 6 more than last year. We'll take it.
Yeah.
And SOD with the $2 donation. How do you feel about our pass rush this year? Well, like we've been saying this entire stream, thank you for the love, man. We're going to have to be creative. Like we don't have an obvious pass rusher. We don't have that dominant guy. We're gonna have to be creative. The way that a lot of teams have been in the past. The Steelers have always had a very creative defense. You go back throughout the years with all the different blitz schemes that they've had. The Eagles always had different blitz schemes. That's what the Giants are going to have to be. They're going to have to be creative. They're going to have to find ways to get to the quarterbacks through scheme, not through like an individual talent.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly how they're going to have to do it. Because again, we don't have that elite edge rusher.
Yeah. And Malik, man, thanks so much for that, man. I appreciate it. $5 donation. After that Jets game and we lose to the Jets, oh my God, it felt like everyone wanted to get him. He should have gotten fired on the spot for real, man. Malik, I think at that point, you just let him finish out the year. You only had 3-4 games to play, but yeah, after that game, I think most people were like, he's good. That was the nail in the coffin. He still had a chance. If they would have won that game, he might have had a puncher's chance. After that game, he was done.
He stinks, Chris. He stinks. I mean, he sucks. One great thing out of that game, though, Darius Slayton had such a big game. That's when you knew that Jones and Slayton had some good, really good, chemistry, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we got time, man. Thanks, Phil, man. $10 donation for $1 billion. You're on the 20-yard line. Pick the receiver and quarterback and the route to score the game-winning touchdown from the Giants. Any player, any era. All right, I gotta go Eli at the quarterback.
Absolutely.
The guy's clutch. Clutchest quarterback I've ever seen in a Giants uniform. From the 20-yard line, I'm gonna go Plax. I'm gonna go fade pattern, back corner of the end zone. Plax go Burris, 6'5", 6'6", goes up and grabs it. That's what I'm going. Eli to Plax, fade in the corner of the end zone.
I'm going Eli Manning. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's one of the clutchest quarterbacks ever. But he's going to give Odell Beckham that quick slant pattern, and Odell Beckham's going to find his way to the end zone. That's who I'm giving the ball to. I'm getting the ball to Beckham, and I know he's a douche nozzle and everything else. But there's no doubt, you can't deny that guy was an electric wide receiver. Give me Eli Manning throwing that quick slant to Odell Beckham. Let him work. That's exactly what I'm doing.
I can't argue with that. I mean, Odell definitely put up the numbers while he was a New York Giant. I can't argue with that. And Steven, man, I hope that we got this before you went to bed. Thank you so much for love. I got to go to bed. It's 3 a.m. You guys need to occasionally do this thing a bit earlier. Tell Baddog he's old. Give up the gym. Be happy. Getting a belly. Have a great night. Mr. Lilly. Maybe we'll start a little bit earlier for you, Lily. Maybe we'll start at 8:30 in the future. But I really appreciate the love, man. And Baddog, throw your belly out.
I don't want to, man. I can wash my clothes in my stomach now. I love it. Lily, that's for you right there. Bam! Got to keep those things, baby. I'm staying as young as I can. You know?
Ian with the $2 donation says, Danny Dimes Pro Bowl. Maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, in the NFL, it's not very hard to make the Pro Bowl. But I do think that Daniel Jones, because we focused on this offensive line and Saquon Barkley should be healthy, I do think Daniel Jones is going to have a good year this year. I'm trying to be conservative. I'm trying to be hard on the kid. I do expect Daniel Jones to have a strong year this year for the Giants.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I did a video predicting Daniel Jones to make the Pro Bowl this year. I do. I think he's making it. I do. I know I know the NFC's tough. You got Drew Brees. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Russell Wilson. You got Carson Wentz. So it's
Kyler Murray.
Murray, right? It's a difficult division or a difficult conference, but I think Daniel Jones makes it. I do.
We'll see. Q-Dog with the $2 donation. Do the rookies have numbers yet? And then the wee for Baddog.
Wee! Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. I haven't heard anything about the rookies having numbers, Q. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's a good question.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know. But if I find out, I'll definitely mention it in a video. I don't think I think we would have heard that by now. I don't think they do.
Oh, God, the guy had to bring up Xavier McDaniel, Chris. So Xavier McDaniel should be number 32 then. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that is right. And Q-Dog, by the way, I hope you're safe out there. I know you're a truck driver. Hopefully you're safe out there, man. Argenis with the $2 donation. Bold prediction, Barkley first team All-Pro. I'm going to be honest, Argenis, I don't think that's that bold. I think he should be first team All-Pro. I think he's that good. He should be first team All-Pro every year, especially if you could fix this offensive line.
Oh, he could be.
Yeah, he should be. And Ian with the $2 donation. How many sacks does Chase Young get on DJ? I say 0. Ooh, how do you think Andrew Thomas does at the 2 games this year against Chase Young?
I think Andrew Thomas dominates him just like he did in college. Honest to God's truth, I do.
Yeah,
I
agree.
They're not unfamiliar with each other, so
maybe he gets a sack, but I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
if he gets a sack, it'll be a coverage sack. I don't think it's because he's blowing past Andrew Thomas. But listen, Chase Young is damn good.
Oh.
So that's a scary guy coming off that edge. But I think Andrew Thomas can handle him just fine.
Yeah, no, he's great. And Christian Colon with the $2 donation. Eli Nick's back shoulder fade. That would have been his combination. Eli to Nick's back shoulder fade. I mean, Nick's was great too.
Yes, he was.
You can't go wrong either way. I mean, they were both great. And thank you to everybody for being here. We finally caught up. Thank you to Saeed with the $2 donation. Peppers 21 plus McKinney 30 equals Area 51.
Nice.
That's a good nickname.
Very nice. Very.
I like
nice.
that nickname.
Like that too.
That's a good nickname.
Yeah,
I like that. Now, do you stick with the NYPD nickname with the Giants secondary if they earn it? Of course, you stick with that.
I don't think you can. I mean, that's the police department, man. I can't compare what the NYPD does to the secondary. You gotta find like that's. I want something new, like the Legion of Boom. That wasn't, you got the Legion of Doom, but the Legion of Boom was new, fresh, creative. I don't want something that somebody else already has. We gotta think of something that nobody else has. Area 51 is pretty good. Like, nobody's got Area 51 for a nickname for a secondary. I mean, I know it's a place that exists, but still,
that's pretty good.
That
was pretty creative. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one. But go ahead and ask your question, guys. Appreciate everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Let's see what we got here.
King Johnny, how can I be the man when you the man?
There you go. You wanted to hear that.
How do we only have 242 likes, guys and girls? What's going on?
Stop it.
300. Come on.
300.
Oh, and I noticed you got your 3 obligatory thumbs downs before the stream started. That one guy with his 2 sock accounts likes to give us those every time we stream. And, of course, he doesn't understand that engages and makes it better. And then YouTube removes them anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But
we appreciate the participation.
Of course we do. Of course.
Yeah. But John Satori with the $2 donation, he says, stand up. What's going on, Josh? Thanks for popping in the stream, my man. And Matthew says, enjoyed the Marcus Golden vid. Sad day if he leaves. Let's talk about that real quick. Marcus Golden, the Giants, I forgot what the terminology was, but they signed him on some kind of clause. Now, basically, if he does not sign with a team, I think by July 22nd, it's somewhere in July, the Giants are going to get him at about $4 to $5 million a year. That would be an absolute steal. Do you think, and the way this works, apparently, from what Art Stapleton said, was if a team now signs him, it's going to go against their comp pick formula, which may be a reason not to sign the guy. Because say you sign him for $8 million, it may negate a comp pick that you may have gotten. Yep. Do you think there's a chance that we get Marcus Golden back here now on $4 or $5 million a year, or do you think a team is willing to sign him on a 3 or 4 year deal at $7 or $8 million?
If they haven't done it yet, then I think there's a good chance that he comes back. Yeah, I forgot what that is. It's like the undrafted free agent tender or something. It's some kind of unsigned free agent tender or whatever they did to get him here, and then it's rarely ever used. So
last time it used was LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, so. I think it's a good possibility that he does come back here. I just don't know how effective he'd be in the system, but if you get the guy for $4 million, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, he did lead their team with 10.5 sacks last year, so be nothing wrong with him coming back here.
For that price, it's a steal, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Or Janice with a $5 donation. He says, Dave Gettleman compared Thomas to Richmond Webb. Can you explain to young fans how good was the offensive tackle from the Dolphins in the 90s? Go ahead, Baddog. Give your explanation.
Listen, Richmond Webb was Dan Marino's blindside protector for years. Dan Marino couldn't move at all. He had his feet in quicksand. I mean, he was one of the most immobile quarterbacks ever. Now, his quick release helped, but Dan Marino rarely got sacked. It rarely happened. Richmond Webb was a very, very, very good left tackle for the Dolphins for years. So, yeah.
That's all I want. That is so. You don't even need an elite left tackle. I need a very good guy who goes out there every year, does his job. Yeah. That is beyond valuable to have that blindside protector that is going to be a top 10 player at his position year in and year out. People compare him to Peters of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'll take that right now. Sign me up for that.
Richmond Webb is a Pro Bowl left tackle every year. He is really good. Really good.
Yeah.
I'll take that too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Michael Sachs with the $2 donation. Bold prediction, Barkley, 2,000 total yards, 15-plus touchdowns. Oh, I think he's going to have more than 2,000 total yards. If he plays 16 games, Mike, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to have, in my opinion, at least 2,200 total yards because the Giants are going to use him early and often.
They should.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of yards this year. And Charlie with the $2 donation, he says, number 32, retired. Thank you so much for love, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the donation,
I'm trying to think
man.
who number 32 was on the Giants. I mean, I know they were that. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't even remember all the numbers that are retired there, but I'm trying to think of who the hell 32 is for the Giants. That'd be a guy that played way back in the day. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Maybe they'll say it in the chat.
Gifford was 16. I know that. I mean, obviously Sims and Taylor, Harry Carson. Those numbers are retired. I know that. I can't think of who 32 was.
Do you think Batiku or Crowder can make the team? Okay, the thing with I like a lot of things I read about Batiku. He still seems like he's a project Baddog. Doesn't seem
very
like
raw.
Yeah, he's not polished at all. I think it would suit him better to be on the practice squad, continue to learn and get better, and maybe he could be an impact player in 2021. I personally don't think he's ready yet to make the roster. That's my opinion on him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What's going on, Guillermo? Let's pop it in the stream, my man.
What's going on, Guillermo?
And Gordon Gecko with the $5 donation. We should start an opening day tradition of cannoli eating contest. Bold prediction, Baddog is the Joey Chestnut of cannoli eating. Stand up, cannoli crew.
I love me some cannolis, Double G. I love cannolis. They're like the greatest thing ever made on this planet. Right up there in bacon. But, I can throw a few cannolis away. There's no doubt about that. I can put those things away.
Number 32, Al Blosies. That's what they're saying. Number 32,
okay. I would have never known that.
Yeah, I would have never known that either. Somebody wrote 32, Dave Megan. I'm pretty sure he was 22.
He was 30. Dave Megan.
Oh, he's 30?
Yep,
Why did he 20? Okay, he was 30. Okay.
Yep. No, no. I would have never got that. I would have never known who 32 was.
Adam says over under Thomas allows 1.5 sacks this year. I mean, it's his rookie year. I'm going to go slightly over. I hope it's under. I'm going to go 2 or 3 sacks he gives up. I think he's going to have a good year, though. I think he's going to have a good year.
But I have to go over just the sheer odds of how many snaps he's going to see over there at 16 games. I mean, he could see over 600 snaps. I just think the odds are going to get him at some point. And again, Daniel Jones has to learn how to get rid of the ball because if he's hanging on to it, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you get coverage sacks, and one may go against Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, so, you can't go by college statistics. I know people say he gave up no sacks in college. Well, Deandre Baker didn't give up any touchdowns in college either. I think his last 2. You can't go by that. Exactly. He's going to learn. And you give up 2 or 3 sacks in a year from the left tackle position. That's still pretty solid.
Yep.
And why did Kitty's message get retracted? I hate when that happens.
No, he did that. Yeah, he did that. It wasn't deleted.
He did it himself? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, Katie, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. And if you want to type it again, please do so. I'll try to read it. And Mike Moreno with the $2 donation. He says, Nfc Afc Playoff Predictions. I'm going to look for Katie's message. What's going on, Brandon? Thanks for popping in the stream. Playoff predictions in the NFC and AFC. Okay, let's do this quick. NFC East, I'm going to go... Oh, God, I'll go Cowboys win the division. NFC South, I'll go Saints. NFC West, I'll go Niners. NFC North, I'll still go Packers. Those will be my division winners. In terms of the wild cards, I'll go Bucks, get one of them. I'll go Seahawks, get one of them. And I will go, oh, God, Eagles. I hate to say that. Those are my 7 teams. I think the Giants have a chance, but I will go with the Eagles. In the AFC, I will go Bills. In the East, I will go the Patriots get a wild card. I'm sticking with that. I think the coaching staff still gets them in the playoffs. I'll go Browns. No, I'll go Ravens in the North. Browns get a wild card. AFC South, I'll go Colts. AFC West, I will go,
Chiefs.
Yeah, I got to go Chiefs. What am I saying? Chiefs. And then wild card, I'll go Broncos as my last wild card in the AFC. There's my teams.
God, I don't even know. I'm going to say the Eagles win this division. Again, this year they always just find a way to do it, which makes me want to vomit. But they do. I'm going to say Saints win that division. Bucks make the wild card there. I'm going to say that the Packers win that division. Vikings get a wild card there. And then in the NFC West, I think that the 49ers win the division and give me the Cardinals as a dark horse to make the I've been saying that all offseason when they got Hopkins. I said that, and then they had a good draft on top of it. I also think Kyler Murray is going to be a dark horse MVP candidate as a bold prediction. But yeah, give me the Cardinals to make the wild card in the NFC. AFC, the same thing. I like the Bills to win the division, Patriots to make the wild card. I like the Colts myself. Also like the Texans to get the wild card, even though Bill O'Brien's an idiot. I just love Deshaun Watson to death. Chiefs, without a doubt, got to get it done. What am I missing here? AFC
North.
AFC North.
Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens. And I think the Browns get the wild card.
Yeah, I think you had the Texans instead of one team that I had, but other than that, we were pretty close in the AFC and pretty close in the NFC as well.
I had the Cardinals. I think that was the difference there.
Yeah, but thank you so much for the love, man. Malik with the $5 donation. He says, so Chris, remember I told you I got the NFL Film Pass. Oh my God, Chris, I was mostly watching The Line the whole year. Oh my God, our center sucks really, really bad. Oh God, don't even get me started on John Alapia. We talked about it every week, Baddog. It was like a revolving door every play.
Awful.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Yeah, he was horrible.
For lack of a better term, he sucked. That's 300 likes. We got 526 people in the house. Thank you all for watching. Love you guys and girls to death. You guys are the best. Week after the draft, we still got 527 people in here. We love you guys.
Incredible.
Give us 300 likes.
And we're going to do the same thing next week. We're going to continue the show next week. So come on over to Bad Dogs next week, and we'll be doing the same show over there. So please go over there. Link in the description. Tyler with the $2 donation. Did you see Judge's quotes he made about Jones today? I did, Tyler. I was so exhausted because I did 3 videos. I knew it was going live. I'm saving it for tomorrow. I'm going to have a video on it. But yes, Joe Judge finally came out, and we knew. Well, he didn't say we knew Jones was the starter to begin with, but he said very encouraging things about our quarterback. But I'm not surprised. He seems like the type of guy that Joe Judge would love. So, but I'm definitely gonna have a video breaking that down tomorrow, Tyler. But man, I'm not surprised with the things he said.
No, he should say that. I mean, Daniel Jones. Sorry, I'm throwing some stuff away here. Daniel Jones has a ton of upside. I mean, we saw it. And one thing I love about Daniel Jones, and I know some people mention it, but it's something that's not talked about very often, is his accuracy in tight windows. I mean, he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league in a tight window. You get to protect Daniel Jones and allow those receivers to run and get some space and get some separation. He could have a massive season. So, yeah, I mean, Joe Judge should be high on Daniel Jones. We saw a lot of talent from a kid that had a beat-up running back for, 4 games he was out, 4 games he was not effective. Had Sterling Shepard with the concussions, had Evan Ingram out pretty much most of the season, had, Golden Tate suspended, and, he had Corey Coleman with the torn ACL. I mean, he had nobody there and a terrible line. He still did 24 touchdowns in 12 games. If he played all 16 games, probably would have broke Baker Mayfield's rookie touchdown record. So he should be encouraged by Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and the other thing
that I think encouraged by Daniel Jones.
Yeah, we should. And the other thing that I think Joe Judge is going to love about Daniel Jones, and we heard about it as soon as he came in the door day one, is work ethic. He's the first one in, the last guy out. That's what Joe Judge is all about, and I think that is going to draw him to Jones more than anything else. Meet with the $2 donation. We will have an interception pandemic next season. Well, I hope he's talking about on the defensive side, not Daniel Jones. But I agree with you. I think our secondary is going to be much improved. I think we will create some more turnovers than we have in the past. And I talk about it all the time. I want Lawrence to bat more balls at the line of scrimmage, something he's definitely known for. And Neymar with the super sticker. All right, I'll try to do that one with a $2 super sticker. Hey, you, Neymar. Thank you for tuning in to the stream, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. And we got time. Thank you so much, man. $20 donation. Just because I love you guys and all the inspiration and support y'all give me means the world. Thank you so much,
man.
You're
the man, buddy.
Yeah, thank you for always tuning into the streams and watching all of our stuff, man. And keep doing what you're doing over there. Gordon Gecko with the $5 donation. He says, do you think the NFL should increase rosters to 57 or more this year because of the possibility of players being out sick during the season? You know what, Baddog? That's something I didn't think about, but maybe you could increase the practice. I think they did increase the practice squad. I think it's 11. It used to be 10, and I think it's going to 13 in 2 years. But it's a good point you bring up, especially if they start the season with the pandemic. Maybe allow more people to be on the practice squad. It's a good point you bring up. Something I didn't even think about, Gordon. It's actually a really good point that you bring up. Maybe leave the roster at 55, but allow the practice squad to have an extra 3 or 4 players in case, obviously, something happens. So it's a good point you bring up, Gordon. Didn't even think about that.
All right, let me hit the head real quick because I've been drinking this. I'm telling you, this stuff is worse than beer. It's ridiculous. I'll be right back.
He'll be back. Harrison, great subscriber of mine from New Zealand. He says, thank you so much. He says, are you going to have a video up about the upcoming 2021 free agency class with wide receiver, edge, center? Keep up the amazing streams of video, guys. Love them. And yes. Harrison, first off, thank you for all the support you always show my channel. But yeah, that is something I'm going to work on probably in about a week. I kind of want to get all the draft coverage out of the way. I'm trying to do it slow and steady because, well, there's not a lot to talk about right now. So I'm trying to release individual videos every day, give you guys current events. But I'm going to have a video up in about a week talking about the updated cap space, what we could do to create more cap space next year and some of the free agents we could potentially target. Of course, we're not going to know if they're going to be franchise tagged or not, but just to get a general outlook on some of the potential free agents for the New York Giants. And then after that, I'm going to do a video on next year's draft class and talk about some potential targets that the Giants could be looking at, whether it be the edge rusher. No, I'm not going to go past the first round, but whether it be the edge rusher, whether it be the wide receiver. Thanks for the love, man. Malik with the $5 donation. He says, do you think Andrew Thomas could be like Joe Thomas? Joe Thomas is actually one of the best. Oh, if Andrew Thomas is Joe Thomas, we had a grand slam. He doesn't need to be that. He's one of the greatest offensive linemen since I've been watching football.
Absolutely.
If he's that, obviously we hope he's that. We took him 4th overall. But if he's even close to that, we got ourselves a great pick there at number 4 overall.
I agree. Yeah. If the guy's anywhere close to Joe Thomas, we nailed it.
Yeah,
absolutely. The
guy was one of the top 5 tackles in the last 20 years.
Yeah, he was amazing. That guy was amazing.
Yeah. Mike Moreno with the $2 donation. I still can't believe Gettleman had the nuts to take Daniel Jones. I can't believe he had the nuts to take Saquon Barkley. I can't believe he had the nuts to trade Odell Beckham. He's got nuts, man, dog.
I know. He does. He does. I did think that he had the. I didn't think he had the balls to trade Odell. I said he was going to when we traded Olivier Vernon. I said right in that video, don't be surprised if Odell Beckham's next. And then even when he traded him, I was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised initially, and then after the fact, you take a breath, you say, I think it was the right decision.
Absolutely.
Nemo with a $2 donation, he says, I think we should make it to the Super Bowl this year. I love your optimism. I'm going to say pump the brakes a little bit, but I love the optimism, and hopefully the New York Giants surprise all of us. You never know. You never know. Like in 2012, nobody saw that coming. Read our chat. Well, Maria, I can't. I try my best, but when somebody donates, I'm going to read their chat. But I try to read everybody. How do you feel about Stephen A. Smith? How do you feel about Stephen A. Smith saying Andrew Thomas is trash? How do I feel? Well, I didn't even make a video on that because that was a waste of time, Baddog. Stephen A. Smith, he's looking to grab headlines. It made no sense whatsoever for Stephen A. Smith to say what he said. Andrew Thomas was the consensus number 1 tackle coming into the draft. I see Guillermo's in here. I know he's very outspoken about him. He was the consensus number 1 tackle. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Plain and simple, Stephen A. Smith.
Well, listen, Dwayne Haskins is more of a runner than a passing quarterback. I don't know. That's all I ever going to say about Stephen A. Smith. Dwayne Haskins is more of a running quarterback than he is a passing quarterback. He don't know a damn thing. Stephen A. Smith doesn't know diddly about anything. And yeah, I thought about it too. People like Baddog. I'm like, I've done enough videos on Stephen A. Smith. But there are certain guys that if he says something stupid, I'll go after him. Just like I go after Landon Collins, just like I go after Odell Beckham. Those are 3 guys that I love to just tear a new one because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But yeah, it's just a stupid thing. Again, he's just trying to grab headlines. He doesn't know anything about anything. We know that. He's a professional troll. That's what he does.
Yeah. I completely agree. That's what he is. He's entertaining. I think he's very entertaining.
He's very entertaining.
But that was a stupid comment. Yeah. Goose Sports with the $2 donation says, I love you guys, and who that? We love you, Goose, man. Thank you for all your support on both of our channels.
Absolutely.
And,
Goose!
Keep doing what you're doing over there. All right, I see Supermo ask me this almost every stream. Can you do trivia? I will be doing trivia probably in a month. I'll probably do once every 3 months. It's not going to be a regular thing because there's going to be way too many people in here. It's going to be unorganized. I'll try to do it because people ask about it all the time, but it's going to be unorganized and it's going to be a mess. Like every time I try to do it, but I will try my best.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do.
What's going on, Hazelnut? Thanks for popping in the stream. Stephen A., the A stands for, yes, a-hole. Yes, yep. He is. He's definitely a professional troll, that's for sure. Nelson with the $5 donation, I appreciate it. He says, there's a chance that 4 teams in one division can make the playoffs following the expansion of 7 teams in each conference, 14 teams overall. Mathematically, there is, Baddog, but it's not going to happen.
No, that'd be almost impossible because at that point, these teams are going to be beating up on each other. Right. So, you're not going to have your last place team winning 9 games. That's usually not. That'd be almost impossible.
The only way it's possible, they'd all have to go 3-3 in the division, pretty much, and then beat up on the rest of the schedule.
Exactly. They'd have to go undefeated against, or whatever. They'd all have to go 3-3 against each other, and then win 7 games outside the division. Yeah,
I don't see it happening. And Adam, man, thanks so much for that, man. I appreciate it, man. $2 donation. If Judge is as good as we hope, what's our record? You see, I'm gonna make you all happy. First off, you can't predict injuries. You can't predict how they're going to adapt to the new systems. We don't know how much time they're going to have to prepare before the season starts. I'm gonna say no less than 6 wins. I'm gonna say no more than 9. I think between 6 and 9 wins. If everything breaks right for the Giants this year, 9, maybe 10 if they get every bounce in the book. But if we're being realistic, guys, 6 to 8 wins more than likely is what you're looking at if you're a Giants fan. And 2021 is the year where I think we start to take off.
Yeah, realistically, you're looking at 5 to 7 wins. We have an incredibly young team. We have a brand new coaching staff. We have an incredibly tough schedule. But yeah, I mean, if we stay healthy and these guys win some games early and get some confidence, and even if they hang with a really good team, if they play the Niners early and they fight them tooth and nail all the way to the end, get some confidence, maybe they do. Maybe they can get 7 or 8 wins. Maybe they do get the confidence to beat these damn teams in the division finally after not beating them for 3 years, and we can win 8 or 9 games. That would be great. They got to show me. They got to show me they can close out a game. They got to show me they can win games. They got to show me they can win. That's what they have to show me. I hope they do, but they got to show me that they can win.
Yeah, I got to see it to believe it. I'm with you. Greg with the $5 donation. Man, anybody that ever apologized for being late, don't ever apologize. Thank you for being here. Sorry I'm late. Here's half a coffee. Half a coffee? Where the hell do you get your
Starbucks.
coffee, Greg?
More bucks. More bucks.
But even when you go to Starbucks, it's like $2.50 if you get regular coffee. You don't get the frappe and all that nonsense.
Who goes to Starbucks for the regular coffee? You go.
I don't get the fancy smancy stuff.
God, you got to get the Java chip. That's one of the greatest. It's like an ice cream coffee. A Java chip, caramel frappuccino. Oh, If I'm going to Starbucks, I'm going bougie. My ass is going bougie there. I mean, yes, my coffee gonna be $6 there. Absolutely. If I just want a good old fashioned coffee, I go to Dunkin' Donuts. But
7-Eleven, yeah.
Or I just make it here.
Yeah, exactly. And Sonny with the $2 a Hong Kong donation. I don't know. A lot of Montana in Daniel Jones, especially the accuracy. If he's anywhere near Joe Montana, Baddog, we got ourselves a keeper. I say it all the time. The quarterback he reminds me of with more arm strength, slightly more arm strength, decent amount more arm strength is Alex Smith. Mm-hmm. That's the quarterback he reminds me of. Smart, mobile, can make the throws that need to be made, and I think he's actually got more arm strength. So I think he has a higher ceiling than Alex Smith, but that's the type of quarterback he reminds me of.
That's what I've been saying the whole time, man. Rich man's Alex Smith. That's what he can be. And there's nothing wrong with that. Alex Smith was a winner his entire career. Rarely turned the ball over. No, he didn't throw 50 touchdowns, but he rarely turned the ball over. He was very smart with his throws. He's very smart with his mobility, and he got hurt, unfortunately, but the guy won. And, there's nothing wrong with that. If Daniel Jones is a plateau above Alex Smith, we got a quarterback. I mean, Alex Smith was the first overall pick in the draft.
The guy's winning 10, 11 games every year once he hit his stride.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Caddy, for the $2 donation. Use Sterling Shepard, how they use Julian Edelman. Yeah, I mean, I personally think this year they would use Tate more in that role. Edelman's more of a slot guy, right?
Who is?
Did I lose you there? Edelman.
Oh, Edelman, yeah. Edelman's definitely a slot guy.
Yeah, so that to me is more Tate. I think Shepard, they'll use Shepard somewhat in the slot, but Tate to me is a strict slot guy. I think Shepard, like we talk about all the time, you can bounce him up on the outside. Tate to me is going to be the guy that you use down the middle of the field.
Yeah. Although Sterling Shepard's definitely effective in the slot, and we'll see how they use him.
Yeah.
They use him. But I mean, Shepard, like I said, I think Shepard's having a bounce back year. At least I'm hoping
he's due. Him and Ingram are both due.
Mm-hmm.
Shahid with the $2 donation. D-line plus elite edge equals NYSD New York Sacks Department. It's not bad.
The sack exchange of the Jets years ago.
It's not bad. I mean, copying the Jets a little bit, but not bad.
I'm trying to think of something for that secondary. I couldn't, though. I can't think of that.
That'll be the next thing we got to think of. That'll be the next thing we got to think of. But I did like the Area 51.
That was good.
Yeah. Harrison with the $2 donation. Y'all thoughts on OBJ's Twitter rant? I did not see it. Do you know what he's referring to? I did not see it.
I do. I don't remember what it was about. It wasn't really that big of a deal. Like, I heard people talking about it. I went to see what he said because, you know me, I like to rip Odell whenever I get a chance to. But I didn't think it was anything that big of a deal. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I forgot what it was, so obviously it wasn't that important to me.
Was it Giants related?
I didn't even think it was Giants related. I forgot what it was about, honestly. I don't think it was about the Giants, per se.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what it was. I didn't see. Ian with the $2 donation, it says, who's the best running back in the league right now? When he's healthy, Saquon Barkley. If you're talking statistically, it's hard not to say C-Mac based off of last year. But if we're talking talent, if he's healthy, I'm going Saquon Barkley.
Got to be Saquon.
Got to
be.
And we got time. Thank you so much, man. $5 donation. Chances on beating Cleveland. I really just don't like what Baker said about Jones. I'll put it at 40 to 45% because we're at home. I think we have a legitimate chance to win that game. I'd have to favor the Browns. I think they're a better team, but I'd give us a realistic chance to win that game.
Yeah, if we're gonna beat the Browns, we're gonna have to. I mean, the way we're gonna beat them, you gotta stop Nick Chubb. I mean, that's their big guy. You gotta stop them from running the ball. Make Baker Mayfield put him in obvious passing situations and hope he makes a mistake. That's what you got to do. I mean, that's how you beat Cleveland. You got to stop Nick Chubb. If Nick Chubb is running the ball down your throat, you're done. And Nick Chubb is damn good. We'd have to stuff that run and make Baker. We'd have to make them one-dimensional. And we're going to have to get some pressure on Baker because with Landry and Odell Beckham running out there against a young secondary, if Mayfield's got time to throw, he's going to tear us up. It's going to be a tough game. There's no doubt about that. They got a lot of talent.
100%, man. And we got time, man. Thanks so much, man. $5 donation says, and in 2016, our secondary was called NYP. New York asked it. Yeah, I know it was. That's what I was saying. Are we gonna call it the same defense with DRC and Jenkins leading the way? Yes. Yeah, I know. And I want a new nickname, like Baddog said. It's kind of I want something new. I don't want the New York ass defense. I want something new, something original. That's why I put it on Twitter. But everybody, when I posted it on Twitter, said, let's just go with the same one. I want something different. I did like the nickname. It was creative. But like Baddog said, let's come up with something different.
Yeah. We need something different.
Let's come up with something
different. This is a different group of guys, so we're going to need something different.
Yeah,
shit fondue is not part of it anymore.
Zeke with the $5 donation. 5 wins team max, but a huge improvement at our key spots. Quarterback, offensive line, DBs missing is the edge, but there will be tangible improvement. You guys rock. Zeke, I completely. You know what? At the end of the day, that's why we say that Dave Gettleman's job should not be dependent on the win total. You got to measure this team. You got to factor in the schedule. You got to factor in the rookie coaches, everything else. It's probably going to be measured on wins and losses, and it is what it is. If they move on, they move on. But this could be a much improved team and still win 6 games this year. It's just a fact.
I agree.
With the schedule that they play. So you got to take it day by day. And like he said, we're getting there. The quarterback's going to be a lot better, in my opinion, with the improved offensive line. The secondary is going to be better. We got to get those missing pieces. I think we still need an upper echelon wide receiver, and we definitely need at least one upper echelon edge rusher. If you get those 2 pieces next year, you're cooking with fire.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you got to do. They're luxury picks. So again, build in the trenches, get your foundation, and then you start playing better. Maybe you beat somebody. Maybe you do come in there and upset like a Los Angeles Rams team. Maybe you do find a way to beat the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe you do beat the Eagles and Cowboys once this year. And then you see that your team is getting a lot better, and then you go for it. Then you go for the division next year.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, Matthew, man, thanks so much for that, man. Random question. Did you ever play football? I played football. I didn't play football in 11. I played football up till 9th grade. I was more of a baseball guy. I played baseball all the way through high school. But I was a baseball player more so than a football player. I played football for about 3 or 4 years when I was younger.
I did play football in high school. All the way up to my junior year when I broke my ankle. I didn't play again after that. But yes.
Yeah, I was 130 pounds soaking wet in high school.
So was I. Yeah. Same waist, but I weigh about 45 pounds more than I did when I was 17. So that's always a good thing. It's good. That means I put on 45 pounds of muscle in 25 years. Took a long time to get that on there.
Gordon, man, thanks so much for the love, man. $5 donation says, bold prediction, Corey Coleman, 10 touchdowns. Giants go 9-7. On a separate note, I believe Chris played the young Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. Hendry got pinched. All right, I'll tell you what, Gordon Gecko. If I'm going to tell you what right now, Gordon Gecko. If Corey Coleman has 10 touchdowns this year, and you can combine his kick returns, everything. If he has 10 touchdowns, I will buy you Corey Coleman's jersey at the completion of this year. I would be shocked if that happens. That is the boldest of the bold. The Giants could go 9-7. It's football. Anything could happen. I've never been called Joe Pesci before. Do you see Joe Pesci?
No. You're not. You're too tall. You're too tall. Yeah. Contrary to popular belief, I mean, Bavith thinks you're shorter than Joe Pesci, but he's not.
I wasn't that short. And Corey Lewis with the $2 donation. Have you all seen Andrew Thomas versus Josh? Yes, I have. And I'm a big fan of Andrew Thomas. I saw his tape for. I've seen a lot of his tape, but yes, I did watch that tape. What's going on, Scotty Ace? Thanks for popping into the stream. Question: what we got here? MH always says what we got here with this random player. What we got here with Jabril's Peppers? We got a good player, MH, and we got a player that's got to stay healthy. We got a player that might be the most versatile player on this defense, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do.
Yeah. Man, we got a lot of versatility with this defense, so it'll be interesting to see how they scheme it every week. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Gotham says, do you like Mika Parson or Greg? I like Greg Rousseau. He's an edge rusher. Gotham. I'm gonna have a video on that on the future prospects. I've looked at some of his highlights. I got to look more into it. But he's supposed to be a top 5 or 6 pick next year. As of now, that could all change. AJ Epinesa was supposed to be a top 10 pick.
It always does.
Yeah, it always does. But he's a guy that he's like next year's Chase Young. So we'll see how it plays out. But that's a guy I'll definitely have my eye on throughout the course of the college season. And I'm gonna have a video talking about him along with a few other prospects that I think the New York Giants could potentially take.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Neymar, for the $2 donation. Do you think we will get rid of Alex Tanney? See, okay, so I did my 55-man roster video today, Baddog, and last year we had 3 quarterbacks. We kept Tanney, but that was with 53. Now it's 55. I made it 2 quarterbacks because I know that'll make everybody happy. But if you're asking me honestly, if we had 3 with 53, I think there's a good chance we're gonna have 3 with 55.
Why not? I mean, obviously Tanney helps Daniel Jones. I think that's what they kept him on the roster for last year anyway. So, I think he'll be here. I don't want him here, but I think they'll keep him around, honestly.
Yeah, I would rather use that extra spot for a wide receiver, for a running back, for somebody on the defense. But if you want my honest opinion, I think they're going with 3 quarterbacks. New York Fly, thank you so much for the $2 donation. He says, I want to like DJ, but he struggles. Oh, God. I got to say it. I want to like DJ, but he struggles against ketchup. You got New York Light. You got me to say the K word. I know I don't say it properly. Thank you for being a great subscriber. I appreciate that. And enjoy your hummus. Enjoy your hummus. Is Slayton a true number 1 wide receiver in a couple of years? Levi says. I don't want to go that far. I think he could be. I'm not going to rule it out. But I think he's at work. I think he's going to be at least a solid number 2. And that's what we need. If you get us 2 or 3 solid number 2s, you can have a good wide receiver core that way. I think Slayton's going to be a good wide receiver. Is he going to be a Pro Bowler? I don't know, but I think he's going to be a good wide receiver.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think he could be a number, like you said, a pure number 2. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Have you heard of Tamir? I have not done a lot of research. I'm not a huge college guy. I've looked into some of the top guys for next year. I have not heard of him yet, but like I said, I'm going to do a video probably talking about maybe 10 guys that I could see the New York Giants attacking. Obviously, the areas of need next year. I think I'll still focus a little bit on the offensive line because I've seen that the offensive line next year might even be a better class than this year, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
And there's a lot of good Jamar Chase, for example. There's a lot of good wide receivers in next year's class. The edge rushers seem slim. Rousseau was the one name that is consistently in the top 10. But I'll do a video on that, and I'll break down some of the top prospects in about a week. Next draft, Trevor Lawrence. No, we're not taking a quarterback. Not taking a quarterback. We're sticking with Dan. All right, let's talk about this hypothetical because I get asked this all the time, Baddog. Let's say the Giants go 3-13. I don't think it's going to happen. We get the number 1 pick. Do you take Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, it would depend. If we go 3-13 and get the number 1 pick, Dave Gettleman's probably gone. You're bringing in a new regime. They probably do.
Yeah.
They probably do. And then they look to trade Daniel Jones or they have Daniel Jones as a backup, but that's probably a possibility. Or they trade it and get a king's ransom.
Yeah. That's the 2 options there. You don't make a pick there. You either take the quarterback or you trade out of it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, those are the 2 options there.
Yep.
And Harry Kim, man, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. He says, who has the best receiving core in the NFL? Oh, God. I know you're a Cowboy fan, and that's the first team that popped in my head. You guys are certainly up there. We'll have to see how CeeDee Lamb translates to the NFL, but you guys got 3 really good wide receivers there. Cowboys are definitely up there. I'm trying to think of other teams that have a great wide receiver core. Who else? I mean, the Falcons have a good one.
The Bucks. The Bucks have
the Bucks are up there. The Cowboys might. I mean, the Cowboys have a damn good wide receiver.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. That'd be the first one that came to my mind too. Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's up. The Browns are a really good one as well. The Bucks are a really good one. I wouldn't say the Saints. The Saints have a good one, but I don't think they're up there with the Cowboys. Michael Thomas is great. I know that they brought in what's his name from the 49ers, Emmanuel Sanders, right?
Yeah.
But I still don't think they're on par with the Cowboys. Just my honest opinion. The Chiefs have a really good receiving core. If you factor in Kelsey, the Chiefs are up there as well. Kelsey's a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. Let's see what we got here. We have too good of a coaching staff to go. I don't think we're going 3-13, Carl, but I'm just talking hypothetical. I don't think we're going 3-13, but that's how we would have the possibility of taking Trevor Lawrence. I think you'd have to go 3-13. Do I think they're going to? No. I think we're looking at minimum 5 wins this year. But if they were to finish with the first pick, I'm sure that would be a conversation because, like Baddog said, Gettleman's gone. Now you have no attachments to Daniel Jones. If you went 3-13, more than likely Daniel Jones didn't play well,
right.
and that's where it becomes a discussion of whether or not they would take Lawrence or trade out of the pick.
Yep.
But obviously, we don't even want to think about that. We want to think about making the playoffs, guys.
Right.
I don't want to think about Trevor Lawrence. I want to think about making the playoffs, shocking the world next year.
Absolutely.
Predictions for Slayton and our other receivers plus Ingram. Okay, let's do it real quick. Darius Slayton. I'm going to go 60 catches. I think he has a very high average per catch in this offense. I'm going to go close to 18 yards per catch, which would put him right around 1,000 yards. I'm going to go 60 catches, right around 1,000 yards, maybe a little bit over 9 touchdowns. I think Darius Slayton fits this offense perfectly. May not get the most targets, but I think he makes the most out of the targets that he gets. Ingram, I'm going to do all these predictions based off of full health. Ingram, I'm going to go 950 yards, 7 touchdowns, maybe 8. Really good year. I'm going to go Shepard. I'm not as high on him as Baddog is, but I think he could be really good. I'm going to say 850 yards on a full season, maybe 900, right around where Ingram is, maybe 6 touchdowns. And Tate, I'll go about 800 yards. I think they're all going to be 800 or more if they're fully healthy. I think they'll spread the ball around.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're pretty much between 600 and 1,000 for all 4 of them. I don't think you're going to see any one guy dominate. You're not going to have one guy that has 87 catches. You're not going to have that Odell Beckham guy. Your 85 catches, your 1,400 yards, your 14 touchdowns. I don't think you're going to have that. I think you're going to spread the ball around a lot. And again, I think Shepard goes over 1,000 yards, but that might be the only guy that does go over 1,000 yards. I think Darius Slayton, because if they're healthy, I don't know how much playing time. Slayton got a lot of playing time because of the injuries, and obviously he produced, so he will be in there. But is he the number one guy? I mean, are they going to line up in a lot of 3-wide sets? If they line it up in a 2-wide set when they have 2 tights and 2 in I formation, I mean, who's out there? Is Slayton your guy out there, or is it Shepard and Tate? So it'll be interesting to see. But I think Shepard's the only guy who goes over 1,000. But like Chris said, I think they're all pretty much consistent between 600 and 1,000 yards.
Yeah, maybe I'll lower it a little bit. I'll say between 700 and 1,000 if they're all healthy, of course, and that's we haven't seen in forever. But if they're all healthy, I'll say I think they'll be, and I think Barkley will have at least 500 or 600 yards in the passing game as well. I think that they'll spread the ball around.
Yeah.
Do you see us trading Zeitler? Well, the thing with Zeitler is he's got a big contract. He's only got 1 more year left on his deal. But why would you trade Zeitler? You got a quarterback. You don't want him to get killed. You want to make sure this offensive line is as good as it possibly could be throughout the totality of the season. I see no reason in trading Zeitler.
Right.
I don't see the reasoning in doing it. I get maybe if you like Lemieux and you think he could fill in, but at the end of the day, I'm going to let Zeitler play out this year, and then I'll make that decision the following year. Maybe I trade him in the offseason. If not, I cut him. He carries no dead cap, and it's only $2 million.
Yeah, and I don't even know what we would get for him, so it's not worth it. You might as well just let the guy play out his contract, or like Chris said, wait till next year and cut him for $2 million. But I can't see us trading him. I don't know what we would get in return for Zeitler.
Yeah, he's our most consistent lineman right now. Robbie with the $2 donation, I appreciate it. Says the McKinney and Peppers pairing going to be legit. I think that's what the most Giant fans I talk to, the player that excites them the most right now is McKinney. Because everybody was excited about Simmons, the versatility, and he's Simmons light. He's a guy that can't quite do as many things as Simmons could do, but he could be moved around. He could do a lot of things, and I'm really excited about McKinney. That to me was the steal of the draft. Might have been the steal of the entire NFL draft when you factor in early picks.
Yeah, definitely could have been.
Yeah, and both those guys are versatile, so I think a lot of people are excited about that. And Manuel, man, thanks so much for the love, man. $2 donation. Andy Dalton to Dallas. 4-stack to sign for much less. I haven't seen those rumors. I haven't heard those rumors. To me, I always thought Andy Dalton made some sense with the Patriots, but everything that I'm reading about the Patriots, they're sticking with what they got. With the guy they drafted last year. What's his name? I always forget it off the top of my head.
Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham, yeah. From everything I'm hearing, that's who the Patriots are going with. I don't know where Dalton's going to end up. That's a great question. Dalton may end up on a team with a rookie quarterback. Maybe he mentors him. I don't know.
Andy Dalton stinks. He's awful, man. He's not good.
Yeah, he's not very good at all.
I would love him to go to Dallas. I would love him there.
He'd do well there, though, I think. I mean, he would do okay there, because with the supporting cast there.
He stinks. He had AJ Green for years, man. Tyler Eifert and his prime. I mean, they were good. He couldn't win nothing.
Oh, no, he's not a good quarterback.
He stinks. He's almost as bad as Sam Darnold.
John Kim with the $2 donation. Deandre Baker will not start opposite side. Who do you think will? Sam Beal? Who do you think is going to start over DeAndre Baker? If not DeAndre Baker, who would start there? You're not starting any of the. Who else could they start there?
Yeah, they're not starting Chris Williamson.
Yeah, you're not starting Sam Beal. I don't
Holmes.
think.
Darnay Holmes is a slot corner. He's not an outside corner. So, yeah, it's. I think it's going to be Bradbury and Peppers.
Yeah, you mean Bradbury and Baker.
Bradbury and Baker, right.
Yeah. You're not starting Valentine. I'd be shocked. If
not going to start Julian Love over there.
No. Yeah. David Biago, man, thanks so much for man. I appreciate it. $5 donation. One safe prediction is we should have incredible special teams this year. Have 4 legit return men with Peppers, Holmes, Coleman, and Valentine. Not to mention the guy we brought over from the Patriots. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's a special team specialist. Yeah. Cody Core, who was great last year. They have put a big-time focus on improving the special teams for this football team.
I mean, even David Mayo. I mean, he's a pretty damn good special teams player, too. So
Conley, too, was known for that.
Yep. So they should have a great special teams this year, no doubt about it. And Joe Judge was obviously the special teams coordinator there. So there's no excuse. The Giants should have a top 5 special teams in the NFL this year.
Nate Ebner. Yeah, great call. Nate Ebner. And John Kim, I saw the article today on Logan Ryan being at the PFF, I think, said that Logan Ryan, the New York Giants, are the perfect fit. I like Logan Ryan, but at the end of the day, do we even have a spot for him at this point? I mean, we got so many nickel corners. Where do we have a spot for him? If we're gonna bring in a guy, I'd rather bring in a guy like Clowney.
Yeah, exactly, because we don't have an edge rusher. So it makes more sense to bring one in. But, yeah, I mean, we just drafted Darnay Holmes in the 4th round. I don't want to bring in Julian Love. A lot of our guys are nickel corners. So, where is he fitting? And, again, I think that's just a guy that's taking up a spot at that point. I don't think he's not that impact player. Like, my point with Javian Clowney is a defensive edge rusher is a huge impact player. We don't have that piece. That is a huge impact player. Center's not a huge impact player. Important, yes. Slot corner, same thing. Important, but not a massive impact guy like a Clowney. If we're going to spend money at all, get an edge rusher. Somehow, some way. That's where I'd want to put the money. If we're going to spend it, bring him in here. Even if that ends up being Marcus Golden. Whatever it is, we need an edge rusher.
It might end up being Marcus Golden. And Harrison, man, thanks so much for the love, man. We just signed undrafted free agent Shea Patterson from Michigan. There's a quarterback. That's interesting. We signed another quarterback too. I can't remember his name.
Oh, God,
I forgot the name, but Patterson's not very good.
Shea Patterson stinks.
Yeah, he's not very good.
The whole reason Donovan Peoples-Jones's draft stock dropped is because Shea Patterson stinks.
Yeah, I don't see him making this run. You never know, but I don't see him making this run.
What the hell was that guy? Oh, Case Cookham. That's right. It was like I knew it was close to Case Keenum. It was Case Cookham.
Case Cookham, yeah. So we'll see. But there's another name there. And Sonny Ann, thank you so much, man, for the Hong Kong money. He says, plus offense, Jones, Saquon, Shep, Smith, 8, Slay, Evan. If they can stay healthy, we say it all the time, Sonny, they are at least average. That's average weapons, minimum.
They're serviceable.
When you factor in Barkley and Ingram for that receiving core, it's a bare minimum of average. And when you can get they got to be healthy. Last year they weren't healthy. That's what it came down to.
Yeah.
Help Daniel Jones out with the offensive line and the supporting cast. And Subo, man, thanks so much for that, man. Cheers, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Cheers to you. Thank you to everybody for being here. Try to say it as much as I can. If you haven't done so, please go into the link in the description when you get a chance. Subscribe to Bad Dog Sports. We'll be doing the same show over there next week. We're going to try to do this as much as we can throughout the offseason and go live as much as we can. We know that there's not a lot of sports going on right now, but I like to talk sports with you guys as much as I can.
Absolutely.
What's going on? Sorry, it's all right.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I was just saying absolutely.
Yeah. What's going on, Austin Aga? Thanks for popping in. Yo, Tana, when am I going to get that mod? Oh, yeah, I'll give you the mod right now. There you go. There's your mod. Great show. I appreciate that, Sonny, man. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah. 400 likes, Hazelnut says. Snap the fingers, Bad Dog.
400 likes. Make it happen, guys. You got 523 people in the house, 335 likes. We can make 400 happen. One more time.
Baddog gives Chris Angel a run for his money.
Let's go. That was going to be a little tougher.
Projected cap for next season, Nicky says. I got to look into that because, the last time I talked about the cap, they changed some of the contracts. They backloaded some of them. They brought some players in. I got to look into that. I'm going to have a video up on that in about 4 or 5 days talking about the projected cap, talking about things that they could do to maneuver some of the cap and some of the free agents that we could look into. It's not $100 million, but I will do a video on that in about 4 or 5 days.
It's going to be between $80 and $100 million, though. They're probably going to cut Solder. They have
to cut.
That's going to save you a bunch of money. They could cut Zeitler. That's going to save you a bunch of money. So we'll see. But they've already committed $12.8 million to Peppers and Ingram too. So
that wasn't part of the cap when the last we looked at it. Right. So that goes against this as well.
That takes $13 million off of it right there.
Yeah, so that kind of negates the Solder cut. I think Solder's going to save about 14, so that kind of negates the Solder cut. So we might have about 65, 70 to spend when all's said and done, but at the end of the day, you can still bring in an impact player with that. But the other thing that we've talked about, you want to look into potentially extending Barkley, which would probably count to about another 10 against next year's cap because you're paying him close to 10 anyway.
Yeah.
But that's something that you want to look into possibly. You guys almost have more subscribers than the New York Giants. No, we don't. They got like 70,000 with that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the kind words, man. How many times Daniel Jones getting sacked this year? Hopefully 0. Baddog.
Yeah, hopefully. He's not going to get sacked as much as he did last year.
How many times did he get sacked last year?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. I'm going to say he gets sacked 36 times.
That's a good number. That's a little over 2 sacks a game. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think he was sacked right around 40, but he only played 12 games.
Yeah.
So, and DJ Smooth, man, thanks so much for that, man. I appreciate it. He was sacked 38 last year, but in 12 games.
Right.
How would you feel if we played Cleveland week 1? Get it out of the way. I'll take it right now. Knock them down. Knock them on their back. I'll do it right now. Let's do it, DJ Smooth.
Can we get anybody except for Dallas, please?
Every freaking year.
I'm so sick of playing them week 1 every year. Can we get somebody else, please?
And if it's not them, remember we played the Jaguars week 1 in 2018, and that was we always play a tough team. The Jaguars that year were coming off a AFC Championship appearance. They always give us I think it was on the road. They always give us a tough opponent week 1. They want the Giants to start off.
Let's start with Washington.
Yeah, Washington week 1, Washington week 2, Cincinnati week 3.
Washington, so we can see Chase Young against Andrew Thomas, and Daniel Jones against Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That makes sense. Week 1, Washington Giants, 1 o'clock. No damn prime time, 8:30, 9:30 game. 1 o'clock, like it used to be. Well, Giants, Redskins, get it out of the way. We're 1-0. Let's move on to week 2.
Do you think Becton will be good? I know you're a Jet fan. I mean, I think he could be. I was worried about taking him where we were picking, but at 11, I said it in my live stream. I said if I was a Jets fan, I'd be rooting for Becton because I didn't think Wirfs or Wills were going to be there. Wirfs was. But I think it was the right decision for you guys to go tackle at 11 because it was such a deep class at the wide receiver. You guys still got Denzel Mims by trading down. I think the Jets did a good job going with the tackle. Now, you could argue maybe you should have went Wirfs, but I think you did a good job taking the tackle. And Becton definitely has a lot of potential.
If Becton plays up to his potential and keeps his weight in order and isn't lazy in his work ethic, if he works, I mean, that guy could be solid. I mean, he's a massive human being, and obviously his strength. I mean, he can outstrength anybody. That's strength. That's a big dude. I mean, he is a city block, that guy. But again, you got to worry about his technique, and you got to worry about his weight. You got to worry about, a lot of his work ethic. If he, does it all well, he can be very good, or he can be Eric Flowers. I mean, it just sizes in everything in the NFL. So you got to have other, other skills besides being a big man because all these guys are big. But yeah, I think Becton could be good, and I think at 11, it's a good pick. Didn't think he'd be a good pick at 4 because you don't pick a project at 4. Top 5 pick, that guy needs to be an all-pro. You can't take a project there. At 11, much different story. And I think Becton could be good for the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was the booking him well at college. They said that his weight fluctuated a lot. I think it went up by 20 or 30 pounds from his junior to senior year, and that's something that you better be concerned with if you're a Jets fan. Start Taco Charlton if you sign him. No. No, to me, he's a depth. If we bring him in, he's a depth player. He will get time, but he's not going to be. I don't want him getting snaps over a guy like Dalvin Tomlinson or Leonard Williams.
You know what Taco Charlton is? It's like bringing in George Selby a couple of years ago. It's just a
rotational player,
right? There's no reason to bring Taco Charlton in here.
Yeah,
just no.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. Yeah. Question for Baddog: when's the next time you're streaming? Brandon wants to know.
Either tomorrow or Saturday. It'll be one of those days.
So there you go. He would fit Graham's. I know. No, that's Sports Expert. That's why I made the video. Because Patrick Graham went out of his way to pick him up last year. I showed you guys the audio clip where he talked about that he's always wanted to coach Taco Charlton since he came into the league. So Patrick Graham obviously liked him a lot last year. It would lead you to believe he may still like him. Who knows what he thinks about him after he coached the guy. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't think he would start, though. If they brought him in, I think he'd be a rotational player. Yeah. Who do you do? Yeah, somebody asked us that earlier. Murphy, I would say Gregory Rousseau right now, from the limited knowledge that I have. He, to me, from everything I've read, is the best edge rusher of next year's class. What's going on, Nick Lamb? Thanks for popping in the stream. So, yeah, Sonny, we were talking about that earlier, the nickname for the defense. They got to come up with one.
Yeah.
How about the V-Men? The V-Men, versatility.
V-Men. Maybe.
The V-Men. How did you feel about drafting Jamar Chase next year? If we got all of our ducks in a pond, to me, the edge rusher is definitely more important. Depends what you do in free agency. Depends how you set yourself up.
Depends on where we draft, too.
Yeah, it also depends on where we're drafting. But to me, if Rousseau's there, you go with the edge rusher over the wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I'm trying. I can't think. My mind doesn't want to work. I mean, I'm just, I don't know. This last week's burnt me out. I can't think straight. Work has been hell too. I just a lot of work.
G-Man, John Smith says, did you see Judge's quote about Daniel Jones? I did. I'm gonna have a video on it tomorrow. I was way too busy today. I had the live show tonight, but I'm gonna have a video on it tomorrow. I'm not surprised. I mean, to me, Daniel Jones is the exact type of prospect that he would want to coach. He seems like a hard worker. Seems like a smart guy. Seems like the type of guy that wants to be taught. So I'm not surprised that he loves Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And I know it's a stupid nickname, guys. I see Chris Snow getting on me in the chat. I know.
Of course it is. It's Senor's job.
It was off the top of my head. I tried. And DJ Smooth with the $2 donation says, I'm pumped up for Joe Judge. Well, I think we all are. You know, yeah. I'm a huge Joe Judge guy. So yeah. I think we all are. What's going on, Mini Guy? Thank you for popping in, guys. We're going to go another 10 minutes. We're going to close it out around 11:05. But thank you to everybody that's been here the entire time. You guys have been fantastic. You guys continue to show support. We still got over 500 people.
Yes, we do. We got the best subscribers on YouTube. There's no doubt about that. You guys and girls are phenomenal, man. That's why we say it every time. We can't say it enough. You guys mean everything to us. So thank you for all your support. Always. It means the world to us. It really does.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. And if you haven't done so, please go into that description and subscribe to Baddog. We're going to be doing the same show over there probably next Thursday or Friday or whatever. What's going on, Christian Pena? Thanks for popping in. Love the profile picture. Will you guys be together tomorrow? No. Next time we'll be together is on Baddog's channel. Yeah. But we may end up doing it twice a week if there's nothing to talk about in the future. Who knows where we do one on each channel. But right now, we're still doing it once a week on each other's channel.
Right. I'm trying to think of something for that secondary that has to do with Joe Judge. I'm thinking like order in the court. It's got to be some. I'm trying to think of something to go with Joe Judge there. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I like that. Order in the court.
But it's too.
We can work with that. We can work.
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm saying. We can work with something with Joe Judge. You know.
We can work with that. Smash that button. Appreciate that card, Coach, man. Thank you so much for the love, man. The jury is out, Marjorie says. There you Stromboli, I like both a lot, actually, to tell you the truth. Stromboli and Gyros.
Give me the Stromboli there.
What you said? Yeah, I think I'd go with the Stromboli, but I do like Gyros a lot. Judge enforcers. That's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. Australian time makes it hard to catch it. But we appreciate you for being here, Aaron. Thank you very much, man.
Got a lot of love over there in New Zealand and Australia.
Tano, when you going to get Madden? Yeah, I gotta figure. I don't even know where my PlayStation is. I gotta find it. That probably won't be for a few months. DJ Smooth, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. $2 donation. We will make the playoffs this year as the sleeper. I'm not gonna rule it out. You know, we were talking about that earlier. 7 teams make it. We win 8 games. We got a shot to make it. And the Giants, if we get the right bounces, could definitely win 8 games. So I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah.
If you want to dream. JJ, man, thanks so much for man. Cowboys, I know you guys got 5 Super Bowls. Eagles got 1. Foles is a statue. Yeah, well, we both could pick on the Eagles. They're nowhere near either one of us. JJ Trilla, man. But thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. You don't know where you. I bet, bro. Whatever. Bro, I don't play. The last time I played PlayStation was on YouTube over a year ago. So no, I moved out of my apartment about a year ago, and it's here. I gotta find it. I don't play video games very often. Let's see what we got here. If everything goes wrong and we somehow get the first pick, would you? Yeah, somebody asked us that earlier, Tim. I don't think we're doing that. I don't think we're taking Trevor Lawrence, but it's possible. Because at that point, Dave Gettleman's gone, and at that point, Daniel Jones probably had a bad year. So that's where it becomes a possibility. I'm hoping that's not the case.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's not the case.
Well, me too. I'm hoping we're going 13-3.
Yeah. Can you go to 11:30? Chris Thompson, we try to keep these shows about 2 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes because we don't like to drag on the Giant show.
Right.
The Q&As we go for about 3 hours, but we don't like to drag on the Giant shows, Chris Thompson.
Yes. Gotta save something for next week, baby.
Yeah. I have the PlayStation 4, whatever it is. Not the 4, the latest one. When was the last time you won the NFC champ? Are you talking about the Giants? Oh, you're talking about I think he's talking about the Cowboys because I was going to say you're a Giant fan. You know the last time we won.
Yeah, 95 was the last time they won. It's been a while. A lot of Cowboy fans weren't even born the last time. I mean, put it this way. I can tell you this. There are Cowboys fans that are legally old enough to drink now that still were not born the last time that they won a championship. So I say it all the time. I wasn't legally old enough to drink last time they won, and now I'm going on 44. So there you go. A long time since they won anything.
That tells you all you need to know about the Cowboys' recent success.
I love it.
You think we're going top 12 in sacks with Marcus Golden? I mean, to be honest with you, it would probably help our sack numbers a little bit. But like we said earlier, I think it's going to be a team effort. I don't think Marcus Golden is going to up the team sacks by that much. Maybe by a couple. But I think they're going to do it by scheme more so than individual play. So it'll help a little bit. There's no doubt about it. The guy gets after the quarterback. DJ, thank you so much, Phil. I appreciate it. $2 donation. He says, when will y'all reaction to the NFL schedule comes out from what I've heard? And I heard it's May 9th.
May 9th? Yeah. So they moved it up then.
Yeah, and they said it's not getting pushed back. They said there's going to be revision schedules. I don't know if they're going to release that in case they have to push it back a month where they don't have a bye week, which I think is crazy, especially if you're not having preseason and you're not having training camp. You got to have a bye week.
Yeah. God, yes.
But we'll see what they do. But yeah, the schedule's coming out May 9th, and yeah, of course we're going to have videos up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, our opponents have been out. Our opponents have been out. We just don't know when the order is.
Right.
We don't know when the order.
Yeah, because pretty much you play one AFC. This is how you do it. You play one AFC division a year. You play one NFC division a year, and then you play your teams in your division twice a year. So that takes up 14 games, and then depending on where you finish in your standings, the other two divisions in the NFC that you're not playing, you'll play the third place team in each of those divisions. That's how you figure out who you're playing. So it's pretty easy formula. So the Bears finished third in the NFC North. We finished third in our division. We play the Bears. Tampa finished third in the South. We finished third in ours. We play Tampa. That's how we get that done.
How many primetime games do you think we get this year? Last year, I think we had 3. How many do you think we... Now, new coaching staff, that adds a little bit of a storyline.
3. Again,
yeah.
We play Cleveland primetime, not a doubt in my mind. That's a primetime.
How about the Bucs?
I don't think we get the Bucs in primetime.
Yeah.
It's not Eli. If it was Eli there still, yes, I think you get Eli Brady in primetime, but it's not. So I think we get Dallas one primetime game. I think we get Philadelphia a primetime game, and I think we get Cleveland a primetime game.
I'm with you. Those to me are the 3 almost definites. And then if we're going to get an extra one, looking over the schedule, I would probably say maybe the Cardinals with Murray versus Jones, maybe the Bucs with Brady, maybe the Bears. Those are 2 classic teams. But I'm with you. I think it'll be 3 again, and I think it'll be those 3 matchups. I agree with you. Yeah. And JJ Trill, man, thanks so much for the love, man. What about the judge, jury, and the executioner? It's not bad. It's not bad. We got to figure out who the executioner and who the jury is, but we got the judge.
Right.
But it's not a bad nickname. That's for sure. It's definitely not a bad nickname. Can I hop in the voice chat? I'm not going to do the voice chat tonight, but whenever I do a live stream, I'm usually not in the mood to do voice chat because first off, I talk to Baddog for another hour after this.
Yes.
And so whenever I do a live stream, I'm not going in the voice chat. Once in a while, I'll jump in the voice chat. It hasn't been in a long time in my Discord, but I use my voice a lot during these live streams. Chris, to be honest, the Giants going 13-3. Saquon, from your lips to God's ears, I hope you make me look like a fool. I hope you make me look like a fool and the Giants win 13 games. Nothing would make me happier, Zev. And DJ Smooth, man, thanks so much for the love, man. $2 donation. Wouldn't Seattle be primetime or 425 in Seattle? 425.
Yeah, it's still not a primetime game, though.
Yeah,
primetime is your night games.
Yeah, game of the week, maybe, but not a primetime.
Cheese Whiz says they should just make Giants Cowboys. They kind of have Cheese Whiz, and that's why I'm getting sick of that, though. We've played them, 3 of the last 4 years? Opening night, like 7 of the last 9 years that they've been.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Got to get somebody else in there.
The fact that the one thing I will say, I think we have a shot at 4 primetime games just because we play such a difficult schedule. So we're playing the better teams. Those teams generally end up on primetime. Yeah. So because of that, we play the Steelers. That's possible. Giants, Steelers. So
the
there's
Ravens,
definitely
right.
The Ravens. We could go 4 primetime games. It's possible. John, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Are you looking forward to Saquon versus Simmons? Yeah, I'm looking more forward to seeing Andrew Thomas knock him on his ass. That's what I want to see. I want to see Andrew Thomas get to the second level and knock Simmons down on his butt.
Yeah, why not? That would be great. Knock Simmons back a peg.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. And guys, it is 11:05. We're going to end this in 3 minutes. Go ahead and ask a couple more questions, then we're going to close it out, guys. What do you and Baddog talk about after this? We talk about... Whatever. Christoph's asked the most personal questions of anybody on YouTube.
He does. We talk about the weather. We talk about Moss. I don't even know what we talk. We talk about whatever. We just talk like a couple friends would talk. And that's really it. Just shoot the breeze. We talk about maybe, what we're going to do as far as, like future Giants shows and that type of stuff. We talk about the show a lot of times. That's really what it is. A lot of times we talk about how we set our stuff up or when we live stream. Like you notice we don't ever live stream same nights. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of preparation as to what we're doing going forward with our channels and working together. That's really what a lot of it is. Yeah. And then we just talk. Right. We should have fans. We'll see. I hope we have fans in the stadium. We talk about cannolis as well. We definitely talk about cannolis and ass. I still say that. How many plug-and-play rookies day one? Okay. How many plug-and-play? Okay, for the Giants, Thomas I think is the lone rookie on the offense. Lemieux has an outside chance, but I'll say no. Thomas on the offense, and then on the defense, I will go McKinney. Do you think we get 2? You think the nickel? The nickel? Holmes. I think Holmes does make the, but. Darnay Holmes, yeah. Yeah, I think that he makes it too. Okay, so 3 rookies. Yeah. More than likely are any of the undrafted wide receivers crack a role opening night at the wide receiver? Special teams, that's it. Maybe kick returner, maybe. I can't see any way Austin Mack or Benjamin Victor get in there over Slate. It would take injuries. Yeah, I can't see them cracking in those top 3 receivers. I can't see that happening. And again, maybe Derek Dillon ends up returning kicks. Maybe they bring them in for something, but I don't see them starting. They like a major role, right? Yeah. So we'll go 3, and Lemieux, if they're going to have a 4th, would be the outside chance if he were able to win the center job. Yeah. And DJ, man, thanks so much for that, man. We heard earlier we signed Shea Patterson, man. Thank you so much. Don't expect him to have a huge role for this team. Don't expect him to make the team. Who? Shea? Yeah, he's going to be bringing towels and water to people. He's awful. I don't even know what they signed him for. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a connection there. Michigan, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't understand why they would have brought him in. When will you update your merch? That's something I got to worry about. Probably when things start to die down and I got more time on my hand, Nikki. That's something I'll look into. Right now, I'm trying to put out as much content as I can, being that it's right after the draft. Maybe in a month or so, when things start to die down a little bit, I'll try to update that. But guys, it is 11:08. We went a little bit longer than we normally do. I just want to say thank you to everyone
for tuning into the stream. You guys are phenomenal. We still reached over 500 people for a wide majority of the stream.
Yeah,
you guys are incredible. And we're going to continue to do this show as long as people keep showing up, as long as people want to talk Giants football. We appreciate everything that you do for our channels. Thank you guys for being the best supporters on YouTube. Absolutely. You guys are amazing. Once again, I'm going to say, if you have not gone over to Baddog's channel, we're going to be there next week doing the same thing. Go into the link in the description. Please subscribe to him. We appreciate all you guys, man. You guys make the show. I mean, we're answering your questions all night. We feed off of it. You guys are like the third host on the show, and you guys are what make this show go. So thank you to everybody that popped in, everybody that shows up. And, of course, Baddog, man, thank you for coming on. Always love working with you. Looking forward to doing it again next week. Keep up the great work on your channel as well.
Yeah, I always love having or being here on this on the channel with you, man. I always say this is my favorite thing that we do on YouTube, or that I do on YouTube. I mean, I love this show. It's amazing how it's grown in just about a year and a half. Yeah, it's unbelievable that the Giants have been this bad, and that everybody still shows up and supports the channel. Like you said, you guys, man, you're like the 12th man. I mean, you really are. We can't do this without you. You're big home field advantage for our show. You know what I mean? And I'll say this: I think Chris and I have inspired a lot of other channels and video makers to collab, because you really didn't see a lot of collaborations before we started this show. And a lot of that has to do with your support in these shows, because people understand that they like seeing YouTubers work together, and we have a lot of fun. It's always good to work with somebody else because you get a different perspective. Although Chris and I, about 99% of the time, agree with one another. Yeah. But, there's sometimes we don't, but you do get different perspectives. And that's what's great about having a really good audience, is that we get different perspectives from you. We're not always going to agree on everything, which is fine. The one thing we will always agree on is we want what's best for this team. We want to win, and we're going to win. And when we do start winning, this show is going to be really, really big. You guys, will never forget you guys, man. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. I mean,
400 likes. Somebody's telling me to snap my finger. Sorry, Chris. 400 likes. That's good.
You guys are incredible. I mean, so many regulars. I saw Sonoran here earlier at Marjorie. They've been here since the beginning, and you guys have been supporting us since the beginning. And I should grow a beard. I don't think I've never grown a beard. I got grays. I don't think I would look good with the beard. Bigger Mike. I don't think I would look good with the beard.
I don't grow. I need to shave anyway.
Yeah.
I hate this.
But we appreciate all you guys. Like Baddog said, everything that you do for us. We love you guys. You guys inspire us to work harder and harder on YouTube, and it's why we put out as much content as we do, because you guys watch. You guys inspire us to work harder, and you guys always leave encouraging comments, even if you don't agree with our opinion. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it makes us work harder. I got a really nice, comment on Twitter today. It says, we really appreciate all your hard work and everything you do. You're helping us stay sane. You're helping us get through this whole thing. You're helping us too. I mean, we help each other. This is why this is Marriage May Never. This works, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, Shahid, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. Oh, that's his. See, with the $2 donation, he says, "Executioners of the Empire State." It's not bad. It's not bad. It's creative. Yes. And Paul Bryan, I appreciate it. Riley, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 donation. ESPN better call y'all up. I'm waiting for that call, Baddog. Let's get Stephen A. Smith off the air.
Well, one thing I can say about ESPN, especially for me, okay, I'd have to tone it down. I don't want to. I like being able to not have a filter. Yeah. I like being that passionate fan that can scream at his team and tell them they suck. I couldn't do that if I was on ESPN.
It's true. It's true.
But I guess if ESPN gave me a contract, I could probably clean it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could clean it up a little bit for ESPN. But again, man, we're gonna head out, guys. But thank you guys for everything that you guys do for our channels. Again, thank you. And Baddog, you got to do the signature goodbye.
Absolutely, guys. Hey, again, thank you for all your support. Thank you for continuing to watch our videos. I know Chris will have some stuff up tomorrow. I'll definitely have at least one video up, maybe two. We'll just see what the time gives us. But again, thank you for everything, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. For the entertainment Talking Sports, it's Bad Diggity Dizzle. We are gone. Peace!